I couldn't wait to come in here and see one Dylan. I couldn't wait to see this man. Dylan, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Buckeyes won. Defense looked good. Defense played very well.
Yeah? What about the quarterback?
Our
Julian Sayin was pretty solid.
What about the other one?
producer Dylan Gonzalez, noted Arch Manning fan. Oh, I thought about you all day as I'm watching that. That first ball that went in the dirt, I thought, where is Dylan right now? What is Dylan thinking about?
I mean, it was like a wide open override. He dirt threw it right in the dirt. I'm like,
8 yards south. That was bad.
What?
I'm just saying a lot of quarterbacks are going to look like this against the Silver Bullets defense this season.
I mean,
that's all I'm going to say.
I think so. That's where we start. Obviously, Ohio State beats Texas 14-7. We'll be talking about this all day. Joshua Perry will be joining us at 8:30. We will discuss things with him, former Buckeye, NBC sports analyst now. But there's so much to unpack from this. The first thought I take away from all of this was just how incredible the atmosphere was, how great it was to see all the spectacle. College football is meant to be played in front of environments like this. Mm-hmm. I am so glad that none of the powers that be in this game decided to put this in a neutral site. Like I watched some of the Virginia Tech game yesterday.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, South Carolina. They played it in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And it's just not the same. I don't care. And I know the return trip's next year, right? Where we go down to Austin. Is that on the plans?
I don't know.
Is there a return trip?
I don't know.
Okay, I thought there was. Anyway, I'm just saying, that's good. Alabama, technically, in a couple of years, is a home and home. These are the type of games that college football should play. I don't care about what the College Football Playoff Selection Committee will say. I don't care if it hurts or helps your playoff chances. This is what makes college football great, is an atmosphere like we just had on Saturday at the Shoe. Would it be better if it was a night game? Sure. But was it an awesome atmosphere anyway? Also, absolutely correct. Every Buckeye fan came out and made that place a difficult place to play on Saturday. That was great to see.
What do you think of the new antics, the ringing of the bell, the towels, and camp?
Okay, I didn't get to hear anything about. I wasn't at the game.
Me either.
Yeah, you were in Maryland.
Yes.
And on your way back. Here's what I can say. I would love to know from you, by the way. You can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971, or the YouTube channel is there for you. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right in there. I wasn't in the stadium, so I didn't get to hear about camp. I don't know how it went.
We seen some tweets.
How, did people say it was good? Did people say, oh, okay.
No.
Nice. What a shock.
I seen a couple of tweets, and they were not great.
Okay.
When did they decide to play it? Do you know based off the tweets?
I think it had to be in the first or second quarter.
I think it's second quarter usually is when it's supposed to be. Yeah. So I didn't get to see that. I was listening for the third down, because that's been Hell's Bells. Mm-hmm. And they were playing something, but I couldn't really make it out because the Fox broadcast, for whatever reason, they always choose to mute the crowd noise and keep their announcers at 100. And so I had trouble making out what was actually being played, but it didn't sound like Hell's Bells. So if you were in the stadium, please confirm that was not the case. I didn't think it was. What was the third thing? Oh, the towels.
Yes.
The towels, fine. I just don't like it when Ohio State gets dragged on social media justifiably. And when you have on the towel, even if they were tongue-in-cheek, instructions that say grab the towel at one end, wave it around your head.
That was on the
It was
towel?
printed on the towels. There's 3 steps of how to use the towel. And then the third step was bring it back next week. Use it, reuse this. Don't just throw it away. That was getting dragged a little bit on social because our Ohio State fans is dumb that they don't know what to do with a towel.
So they couldn't they should have put it in a plastic bag and had that printed on the bag.
That's thinking. That would be hey, just so you know, this is a souvenir, a keepsake. Don't discard this.
Yeah.
This is something to keep.
No,
this is a nice thing.
You just put them instructions on the bag, wave it, grab it, wave it, whatever, bring it back. But
sure,
when you actually use it, you pull it out the bag and you didn't do what it said. You don't put that on the towel. Right. Kind of defeats the purpose a little bit.
Listen, I know that it was a great atmosphere and the red popped. When you watch it on TV, it looked like a living organism. Did it not? It was vibrant. It was powerful. It was striking when they showed the blimp view or the aerial view of the stadium. That's what it should be. So It wasn't a night game, but the atmosphere was great. You could tell clearly they got after Texas. Like,
oh, did they? Did they?
That crowd was on it.
Yeah,
and I think everybody, I heard Matt Patricia after the game. This is his first time coaching in college, at least at this level, in a very long time. Mm-hmm. And he after the game said, like, yeah, we don't get that in the NFL. That was a new thing for me. I wasn't prepared for just
that
how
atmosphere,
loud it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I was sitting there and, like, I was playing. Everybody was talking about how, like, some people would always be like, yeah, the shoe don't get that loud. Don't get that loud. And I'd be like, now, hold on now. It's been some games that I've played in where it was absolutely chaos there. So it can get loud. And I figured with it being Texas, it would be the case. I seen that they struggled a little bit with that. And, yeah, maybe them lights was just a little too bright for Archibald.
Well, this is where I go to. I mean, initially, I think there's a rush. All of the internet was on Arch Manning. He's overrated. He sucks.
I'm not ready to go there.
Well,
I ain't going there.
Here's the thing. There's no way, unless he came out and threw for 350, 4 touchdowns, and also ran for 150 and another touchdown, there's no way he couldn't have been overrated. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of hype that was on this dude from the moment he stepped on a football field, probably because his last name's Manning, but especially when he picked Texas, and especially when he's been sitting there waiting, this whole offseason has been nothing but the hype of Arch Manning. And so it was impossible. I'm not trying to defend this guy at all. Watch the arm mechanics. The kid needs to work on a lot if he's going to be a successful NFL quarterback. The number 1 pick in the draft? Calm down. Whoever had him there, you need to be questioned on your, I don't know, man. Maybe to be fair, maybe those mechanics have cropped up over the last 6 months when no one's seen him play, right? Maybe this offseason they messed with his arm or something. I don't know.
When he played last year, he was fine. Like, I didn't see any of it last year either. There, but I don't know. Maybe he was spooked a little bit. But to me personally, he single-handedly kind of lost him this game because, like, don't get me wrong, Ohio State's defense was great, but a lot of them throws he just missed. Well, he just missed the throw. And, like, that's like, if he makes the throw, maybe we sing in a different tune. But yeah, it's on him in my personal opinion.
It was impossible for him to not be overhyped, right? Unless he, like I said, he came out and had the greatest game in college football history.
If he would have just went out there and made his throws, I wouldn't have said a thing.
Well, but still, I think people had this expectation that you had Paul Feinbaum talking about him being like Tim Tebow.
Yeah, listen. Don't. We
got to stop with that. Like, just calm down.
I told y'all who was Tim Tebow. I told you who was Tim Tebow like this year. He was my preseason Heisman pick, Lenore Sellers.
Oh, and we did have a little of that conversation, and he looked okay yesterday.
Well, that first drive,
he was shaky, wasn't he?
No, they went down the field and scored in like 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. He looked great. Oh, Lenore Sellers, against Virginia Tech yesterday. Yeah. He was right down the field. Yes. And then the rest of the game was a little weird for them with South Carolina. But
he took it over. They got that one track star dude that...
This is the thing. It felt like all weekend long, the minute I was like, okay, I've kind of processed what I just watched, then I would flip on the TV and there would be another great thing where I'm like,
wasn't it
play
great, man?
I
just was smiling ear to ear, man. It was football every day. And we still got a Bill tonight.
Big one tonight, yeah.
Wasn't it better that Ohio State played at noon? We got it out of the way, and then we could enjoy all the other college football afterwards.
I got to watch Bama lose, and I just sat there.
You're preaching to the choir on that for me, because I don't mind a noon kick, but I get it. Like,
we watched.
Yeah, that's one of the underrated parts of it is your team, if you win, then you just sit back and watch everybody else all day and be like, wow, what's it like for all these losers? Look at these idiots. Look at all these dumb fans losing their mind over their team. Not my team. We won. Yeah. Like, it's a great feeling. Once you get the W, it's fantastic.
Watching Florida State, which, by the way, we owe him an apology.
Oh, Tommy C?
Oh, yeah. We clowned him. We was like, oh, yeah, he's talking crazy. Yeah, he backed up what he said.
Apologies where they're due. We will give those out, of course, as the season goes on. Whenever we get that stuff wrong, we'll admit to it. That's fine. But I'll say this. For Ohio State and Texas, atmosphere couldn't have been better. The game itself, I thought, gave us a bunch of stuff to try to figure out because I don't think Texas was – I don't think Arch Manning is quite as bad as some people are making him out to be, although that throwing motion was weird.
I think it was just
the Uncle Rico comparisons of him like trying to.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I see. That's not good. But I think you have a lot to talk about with Ohio State's quarterback, Julian Sayin. I think we have a lot to talk about what this defense did, especially in goal line situations. And there's a lot to be excited about for the future of what this Ohio State team is going to be once they actually get a few games to like fully get out of this hype mode that they've been in for Texas, where they can actually start to like just prepare like for a normal football week and get some games and some time together, gel on offense and defense. So we're going to talk about all that coming up next. What stands in front of Ohio State and winning another national championship? Right now, it doesn't feel like there's a lot that could stop the Buckeyes. We'll get into that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning and happy Labor Day. We are noticing pretty quiet roads out there right now, but we do have our first crash to report, and that's happening over in New Albany this morning. 161 westbound, just past New Albany Road. A left shoulder is currently blocked out there. Taking a live look at our traffic cam over at Hamilton Road, we can see that at least one car is involved. Looks to have hit a guardrail right in the middle, so hopefully they're doing okay. Still a very active police presence, too. Just be mindful if you're heading towards the area. Again, avoid that left shoulder this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Make Labor Day a good deal better at Meijer. Celebrate the long holiday weekend with fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef. Just $2.97 a pound with M-Perks for a 3-pound package or larger. Limit 3. Discount automatically applied when you enter your M-Perks ID. Large seedless watermelons are $3.99 each. And locally grown bulk sweet corn is 5 for $2. Shop Meijer and bring more fresh favorites to your Labor Day celebration. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save up to $30 on auto repair with the AAA Triple Play. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through September 30th. See store for details.
Dormar, your climate hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Keep your summer fun going in a new Toyota RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through September 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid, excludes plugins, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, summer's almost over, and I'm sure you've been limping around on a bad knee, a hip, a back. Maybe it's a shoulder. It called the shots all summer long. Well, I'm telling you, you don't need to take that into the fall, and you definitely don't need to take it into 2026. The answer is here for you now. It's QC Kinetics right here in Columbus. I should know. I got it done about 5 years ago with my knee, and it has felt great ever since. It's natural regenerative medicine. They're not going to cut anything out of your body. They're not going to dull the pain. They're going to have their treatments restore and regenerate your body so your body can heal itself. Do what it was meant to do. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime, just a smarter, natural way to heal your body. So go check them out. Bring your MRI, bring your x-rays, QC Kinetics. You can set up your free consultation online at qckinetics.com/Columbus or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Be sure to check them out today.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We welcome in meteorological fall on Labor Day, feeling like it. We'll see temperatures starting off in the mid to low 50s, so you'll probably need a light jacket. And then for this afternoon, a reminder, it's still summer. Labor Day temperatures getting into the low 80s with plenty of sun. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with lows in the mid 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Happy Labor Day to you. Buckeye defense was doing work. Got that win 14-7 in the shoe. How about it, man? I don't know where you want to start defensively, Tyvis, but I feel like that's the story for this Buckeye team. As much as the offense will have its day and plenty of discussion about the offense, we will get to all that too from this game, and I'm not worried about it. But defensively, I think you saw two teams that's defenses were ready to go.
Yeah.
And Ohio State's was just a little bit better.
I think that the biggest question mark was the defensive line. You know, we watched them in the spring game, and they were getting gashed in the run game. And Texas obviously felt the same way. And, you know, when you see these two teams go at it, both of us, I think we both had the same mindset. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage. How do you do that? By running the football. You physically want to dominate the game in the trenches, because once you do that, now you got their minds all messed up like, oh, man, we got to stop the run. Boom, now you see the explosive pass. So both teams came out very aggressively trying to run the football to establish that line of scrimmage. And I thought both defensive lines, theirs and ours, did a really good job. Now, with them, they have the names on their defensive line. They got a couple of guys that probably will go first round. You know, Hill and what's the other guy? Simmons?
Colin Simmons.
Yeah. So, like, they got them.
That was a dude on Instagram who said, like, oh, yeah, I'm excited for them to name a starting quarterback, so now I know who I'm going to get to hit.
Yeah.
How'd that go for you, bud?
Yeah. So,
another L to that Colin, right? Do you spell with 2 or 3? I don't know, but you got a lot of L's to Ohio State right now.
Yeah,
buddy.
So watching that, like, I was excited to see, like, just how our defensive line was able to stand their ground. Now, what was the most impressive part was what they were doing in the back end. You know, like Matt Patricia, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Like, we talk about all these guys having versatility, how, you know, the CJ Hicks, the Arvell Reese, the Caleb Downs, how, like, they are much more than just what their position says. And with Jim Knowles here, you knew that, but, like, he didn't kind of use that to his strength. Matt Patricia has taken full advantage of that to the point where it's causing so much confusion, because you look at, like, a Caleb Downs and you're like, okay, I know this guy is the boundary safety. I know he's the strong safety, but he's lined up as a linebacker. So, like, as Arch is coming out, you're taught to look at the boundary safety for the coverage. You know, the boundary safety is the one that's got to roll. Like, if he comes down in the box, like, you know, it's cover 1. If he goes back, like, he stay high, it's cover 2. Like, so he's kind of the guy. He's like your read. Him and the nickel is like the reads for quarterbacks. And when you look at him, so you're watching him. You're watching him try to get a read, but he's not playing safety on this play. He's playing linebacker on this play. So now you're looking at the wrong person. What does that do? That buys the rush an extra second to get there. So it was nice to see that confusion. Arvell Reese was another guy. Like, this is a will linebacker. Like, the guy literally is in the box, but they kept putting him on the line of scrimmage as, like, an edge rusher. Then he pop out in coverage. So it was like you couldn't really tell exactly what they were in. And by the time Arch figured it out, it was a little bit too late. Now he's scrambling for things. So that, when they talk about disguises and stuff like that, that was superb. Like, this was the first time that I actually seen a coach actually utilize these guys in the right ways. And yeah, it was a bunch of plays that was made off of that, just those two guys being in different spots alone. So I'm excited to see, what this defense holds in the future. Now, was it all perfect? No. That's why I went back and watched the tape, because it was just certain things that happened in this game that it wasn't detrimental in this game, but if they don't fix it, it could become a problem.
Well, and that's the best part, I think, about what we saw was Ohio State got the win in a tough, again, this is a tough game. There's a lot of hype around this game. Mm-hmm. You've got the whole thing with
they handled the most important part, win the game. We can fix the stuff. They can fix all these things that I saw, that I'm going to tell you about. They can fix them very easily. It's not egregious or anything like that, but it was, at the end of the day, their main objective was to win the game, and they did that.
Well, and they have stuff on tape now that everyone can say, hey, that's great. Everyone's going to tell you how awesome you are. Let me show you why you're not.
Yeah.
Let me remind you.
That's exactly
the next step.
So
this wasn't good.
The tape,
I saw it. It's on tape, and I'm your coach, and I'm going to get on you about that for the next 3 weeks.
I felt like that. I felt like a coach, because after the game, you're in such a great spirit. We dominated. And then you get in that film room, and you see your grade sheet, and it's 79%. And you're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I felt like a coach. And like I say, I'm being critical, but what I'm gonna tell you what they need to fix is the same thing that they literally gonna go in that building and say, we gotta fix these things. So it's a way to bring them back down to earth, to keep them hungry, to keep striving for greatness.
I think with Matt Patricia, what's really interesting about, and I have to be honest, I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, but when I first saw him get hired, again, admittedly, I'm dumb. I said, that seems like a decent hire. This is a guy who won multiple Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Asterisk that all you want, because we know Bill Belichick is obviously a defensive genius, but he didn't hire an idiot to run his defense. He hired a also pretty smart guy to run his defense. Matt Patricia then went to be a head coach, and it didn't go as well as certainly anybody would want. Certainly not him, certainly not Lions fans, whatever.
Yeah.
But after that happened, it seems like then a bunch of Ohio State message board types were of the opinion that a guy who maybe didn't have the greatest career, to put it lightly, as a head coach in the NFL would somehow struggle against college offenses when it came to game planning. And I felt like, again, as an idiot, I'd like to wait and see before I make that judgment.
Yeah.
I thought in my dumb brain, the guy who's coached against real Mannings would have not a huge problem coaching against a new Manning that hasn't really played a lot. I feel like that may not hold. It's one game sample size. Yeah. But to me, you're talking about Jim Knowles had a system where he was like, you must play this way. This is what I want you to do.
Correct.
And you're going to fit into it. And remember, there were so many issues the first couple of years where it was like, well, he has to have this type of player on the field. Ohio State doesn't really have that type of player.
Yeah, it was the jack position.
Yes,
they wanted to do this jack position, which is funny because guess what? Guess what Arvell Reese played basically yesterday? The jack position. So it's kind of funny that it's coming to fruition. But no, you're absolutely right.
But it feels like Matt Patricia, he says, what do I have? Now let's do
that was one of the things that kind of scared me a little bit, because he was like, when we talked to him, I don't know if it was when we talked to him or when I talked to him when I was doing the Big Ten. I think it might have been when I was doing the Big Ten, where he was saying he's like, yeah, I'm used to, I can run whatever front. For me, the coaches that I've always played for, they were like Jim Knowles, this is my system. I know this system inside and out. So if anything ever happens, I know how to fix it. So I was always confident with those type of things. When you got a guy that's like, yeah, I just make stuff as to what my strengths are or who the players I got, I never really bought into that. But with him, he actually makes it look really, really good. Like I said, just some of the things that they were doing defensively, like the confusion that they caused and all those things, and how guys was able to get free guys to get home to try to make hits on the quarterback or get TFLs. To me, I was like, yeah, that's what you want. But let me talk about some of the things that I saw on tape that they need to fix. Now, again, this is minor. It wasn't a big deal in this game, but it can become a big deal. So the first thing was about leveraging the ball. So when you're a defender, you always want to keep the ball on your inside shoulder, because once you get to the sideline, once it gets towards the sideline, there's nobody there to help you. You always want to send the ball back into the help, because guys should be running inside and out to get to the ball. So a couple of times they were pulling their guards. They was doing a two guard, a guard and tackle pull, or they had a guard and a tight end rock back, that type of thing. So when you're playing in the box, you're responsible for a gap. How do you know what gap people got? Typically, you're lined over the gap that you're responsible for, right? So when you see linebackers line up, whatever gap they in front of, that's typically the gap that they have. However, when a guard pulls or tight ends pull and stuff like that, your responsibility change. You are now responsible for the opposite gap. So, for example, if I got the front gap, let's say that I'm on the left A gap, right? And the guard pulls, my new responsibility is the right A gap. Like, I don't have that A gap. It's the right A gap. So everybody pushes over. When they did this, a couple of times, they were right in rocking back, but they kept the ball on their outside shoulder. So the ball was able to escape to get towards the sideline. And that causes problems to where when they make contact with that pulling guard or tight end, they need to send the ball back inside, create the seam that lets the running back cut the ball back inside because you got guys running inside and out. So that was the first thing that I seen.
Let me say this. Listening to that part of it, this does sound like you take your Ferrari to a mechanic and they're like, yeah, when it red lines, I do feel a little bit of it's a little higher pitch than normal. Like, oh, yeah, well, we need to tweak the timing chain. It's like, these are minor tweaks to an otherwise.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be it's gonna be very small, but you need to change it. You got it, because if the right team, like, that could lead to a very explosive play.
Well,
that could lead to problems.
We will get into more of that. We also have Ryan Day. He spoke yesterday. He spoke on Saturday after the game. Clip that coming up in 2 minutes. You will hear from Ryan Day. What did he think of the performance after, again, it's one game sample size, but it was a pretty significant game. We'll hear from Ryan Day in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Monday. Well, so far for our Labor Day, the roads are still looking pretty quiet out there. All average drive times in and outside of the metro this morning, just a tad bit slower over on the west side if you're taking 70 eastbound heading into the city. Of course, we have that ongoing construction site there, so do be mindful, though crews shouldn't be working this morning because of that Labor Day holiday. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Opening day of baseball is cool. The tournament's first weekend is amazing. Underrated sports day, the first Sunday of NFL football. So let's spend it together at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join On the Money and The Fan for a watch party for the Bengals-Browns game September 7th. Watch and place wagers on over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and oh look, little footballs. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Oh! Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Ryan Day spoke after the game about a variety of topics. Obviously, Ohio State beating Texas 14-7 in the shoe. Massive win for the Buckeyes. One of the things that happened, though, was they were able to get stops on fourth down. They were able to get stops. Certainly that goal line stand is memorable. Ryan Day talked about those fourth down situations.
Situational football becomes big in when you're huddling and slowing the game down, sort of like we are. That means the situations become more and more critical, and understanding what that is and spending time on these situations is what we do, and making sure that we're prepared for them. But you got to go do it. And every time you get a fourth down stop, it's like a turnover. So the interception was huge, but when you start getting fourth down stops at midfield, those flip the entire field, and it's like getting a turnover. So how many fourth down stops do we have? 3, 4. There you go. The one to end the game, but 3 before that's almost 4 turnovers, and that plays into it. And there was that opportunity we had early in the game on that fourth down, and that was the other thing with Julian. Early on, I thought he threw some good balls. We actually had a few drops, which is rare around here, and that may have been a different game. You just never know how it starts or how it's going to finish. But yeah, no, those fourth down stops were big.
What's it like when you're standing there, Tyvis? I hate to ask that question of you, but what's it like when you played? But it just feels like such a goofy fan question. But I do wonder when you see that it's like everybody's holding up the fist. It's fourth down.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like there's 3 to go.
Yeah.
They're putting the best play they have out there.
Yeah.
Your coach is just screaming at you to don't miss your assignments. Do you think, or are you just like, whatever, man, this is another play. I just have to execute. Does it creep into your head if we stop this one, though, that, like Ryan Day said, it's turnover on downs, you get the ball back. That pressure, do you feel that as a player?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the atmosphere is always chaotic on that play. When you get to fourth down, usually you're trying to think to yourself, what did they show on fourth down? What's their best plays? Like on this short yardage situation, what's their best play? Depending on the down or the distance, if it's like 4th and 1, you're thinking, all right, it's probably a QB sneak or something like that. So the big guys got to be ready to come in there, and I'm about to jump over the line or something like that. If it's like 4th and 3, now you're thinking to yourself, all right, is they gonna run the ball or is they gonna do that fast to the flats type thing? It's you play those situations out, but. Absolutely. I think what you talking about, I think about on third down. Third down, my antennas is up. It's like we got to get off the field. We gotta get this stop to get off the field. So when you get to fourth down, you just add that ×2. And yeah, it's it's very intense. Very intense. You gotta be locked in on fourth and short.
Well, especially I think for Texas on fourth downs, because they've had such troubles. If you go back and look with Steve Sarkisian, they have had trouble on red zone situations, converting to touchdowns when they get into the last 20 yards. And yet again, the Sawyer, Scoop and Sawyer, right? We know about that play. Mm-hmm. But remember, that was a 1st and goal from the 1. And then that play happened on fourth down, but it was they had 4 plays to get in the end zone and couldn't against the Buckeyes in that situation. You go back and look at last year against Oregon, against some other big time games, Penn State, they had goal line stops that Ohio State's defensive line was able to get, and not just their defensive line, everybody has to come to play on those, right? Mm-hmm. But so I feel like that's something that now through different defensive coordinators, you have still seen Ohio State in those moments be able to get stops on the goal line, on fourth down. I find it fascinating that in this game you had 2 coaches who essentially were kick the ball. Yeah, right. They both are what's that?
Well, that's because when you get into these games, I think what goes into that is you respect the play caller that you're going up against. You know, it's we can get 3 points, but that dude right there, he's really good. He can score, and that's not going to do us any good. So I think it was a sign of respect from both Ryan Day / Brian Hartline and Sark for them going for it on fourth down.
Hey, I wonder. I haven't heard a lot of. I haven't gone onto the Texas message boards or not. I'm sure this has been kicked around. I'm glad they didn't do this, but they had a couple chances where they just kick field goal in the red zone like a normal college football team should be able to. Yeah. That's when they score that touchdown, that 30-yard or whatever it was, the one nice throw that Arch kind of had that his guy
1 point game
could have been the 2-point conversion away from tying it up. You know what I mean? If you kick 2 field goals, I'm just saying that's the difference in these type of ball games. Those decisions matter. Ryan Day, I'm not being critical of the strategy because Ryan Day also likes to do that. Yep. If you're in a 4th and close in the goal line in the red zone,
you trust your guys.
Yeah,
when you get down there, it's when you get that close to the red zone, the one on the 4th and 1, on the 1 yard line, you ain't kicking no field. I'm gonna just tell you that now. Hey, field goal, you get it. That's the last thing on your mind is kicking the field goal. I don't think I've ever really seen anybody kick a field goal on 4th and 1.
I mean,
because you're going to come off what it comes off as.
You haven't watched enough Iowa football. No, because Kirk Ferentz absolutely
what it comes off as is like you soft, like you don't believe in us type thing.
Well, and Ryan Day, though, he likes to have those moments at the 50-yard line. He'll have them like that's kind of his thing, right? It's like we're Ohio State. I get it. If you're Ohio State or Texas, you should feel that way. You've got some of the best offensive defensive line in the country. You didn't recruit them for nothing.
Once you cross the 50, and if your defense is playing good, you can have that mindset.
Well, especially with the way Ohio State's defense
the way
played.
Our defense was playing, like I wouldn't have been shocked one bit if Ryan Day decided to keep going forward on 4th down because our defense was responding in a great way.
Well, on that front with the offense, part of this, the question mark that came into this was a huge question mark, I think, for a lot of us. How would Julian Sayin respond? Julian Sayin, I thought, played a tremendous game. Here's Ryan Day talking about his first start from his new quarterback.
I was impressed with his poise. He had a good look in his eye. And what he was saying and what he was seeing was exactly what was going on. That's a great sign. I remember CJ's first start. I remember Justin's first start. And when I mean first start, like, in big games. Dwayne, Kyle. Will was different because he'd played a lot of football. But when you have that first start and you're out there are so many things to take into consideration. When you're the quarterback at Ohio State, and you're playing number 1 Texas against one of the top defenses in the country, which we have a tremendous amount of respect for. Like, the one thing we didn't want to do, and I didn't want to do, was put him in a bad spot. It's just not fair to him. Now, coming out of it, quite honestly, I think he probably could have handled it. But we weren't going to do that because we know it's a long season, and that was the decision that was made. And so we'll go from here.
Yeah, they did a really good job of giving him the right plays, and it was at a point where we kept talking about how he's never started before, and Arch Manning, although he's only started a handful of games, he's got more experience and all that. But when you watch this game, it looked like Julian had been playing college football for years. Like his accuracy, like I knew he was very accurate. Like, don't get me wrong, I kept talking about the release, I kept talking about the accuracy, but like when you watch it against Texas and that defense, the fact that his numbers look the way they look because they dropped the ball is mind-blowing to me. Like, I don't remember what his final numbers was, but, like, he had, like, 4 or 5 drops on the game.
Well, and I mean, who dropped them? Jeremiah Smith. He's not going to have that many drops on the season. It was a weird game for him. All that, fine. I mean, and you can have discussion about chemistry with quarterback and receiver. Right, they just haven't had a lot of time together. They have the offseason, but there was a quarterback battle going on, right? True. So, I mean, that's part of it.
No, but
you can work through that stuff over the course. When you play Grambling, right? When you play Ohio, you can start getting your time. Well, I'm saying you can start getting your timing. You can start figuring out. He can come back to the sideline and say, "This is where I want that ball." If you're going to throw me that, and it's 5 yards off the line,
JJ can't say that at all because the ball was right where it was supposed to be.
Well, there's that.
I think JJ's issue was he was trying to get it and go. So there's you got to catch it, secure the ball, then go. Like for him, he was used to just catching it and going, not having to worry about it. And he was just moving too fast. I think that's what it was. But Max Clare dropped though. That one
what a pass
that ball was right on the money on the sideline. I can't believe.
But again, we're talking about 2 guys who, if their careers go the way it's thought they are going to, both those guys are anticipated to be first-round picks.
Yeah.
So, if your first-round picks drop a couple passes in the opener, I think you could probably read into that over the course of the season, that will improve. So as long as he keeps putting the ball where it's supposed to be, those will turn into catches.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the worst throws he probably had all day, when it wasn't bad, it ended up being a touchdown, was the Carnell Tate catch, which was because Carnell Tate was beyond and beat his guy like a drum, and he had to stop and wait because, like I'm saying, this is a timing thing. This is I bet in November you don't have that. I bet that
you know what? We were saying the same thing about Will Howard. Remember last year, Will Howard's thing was, I don't think he could throw the deep ball. He can't hit his guys in stride. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then, I want to say maybe either Northwestern or Purdue game, it was like money. He was hitting them right in stride. So this is one of those things that as the season progresses, Julian will be fine in that case. Carnell Tate, however, he is going to be he's like a Mecca to me. Like, a Mecca was so good, but it was always somebody else that just overshadowed him. But he was really good. That's exactly how Cardale is right now. Like, JJ gets all the attention, the hype, and the praise. But Cardale is actually a really, really good wide receiver. So, I hope he continues to have a really good year and probably comes out this year and hopefully can continue the first-round thing that we got going. I think it's like 5 years in a row or something like that we've had a first-round pick at receiver. So, hopefully Cardale can keep that going.
Yeah, I thought overall the offensive performance, again, you're going up against – you have a brand-new quarterback. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. At least we believe that to be the case statistically. And they looked the part. Mm-hmm. Texas defense looked pretty good. Of those two
Texas defense is really good. The thing is, our offensive line did a really good job of blocking that up because it's, like I said, it's like 2 or 3 people on that team that's probably going to go first round. You think about Muhammad, the corner. Yeah. He's probably a first-round pick. Anthony Hill, first-round pick. Yeah. And then Colin Simmons. That's a first-round. Those are 3 first-round picks on that team over there. And I don't even think they really had good games like that.
And I think this is an interesting question. I would love to know if Texas fans could be hooked up to like a truth serum right now. Going forward, if I said you could swap quarterbacks with Ohio State, would you do it? Would you take Julian Sayin over Archman?
That's a Dylan question.
Dylan, if you right now, you're starting, your team can have anybody else they want offensively, but you get to pick between Julian Sayin and Arch Manning. I mean, after what you've seen, I think I might go with with Julian Sayin on that one.
I'm not ready to jump off the Arch Manning bandwagon after one game on the road against the defending national champions. Like, it's only going to get better for both guys. I mean, Julian, like, if you watch the game, you know that Julian Sayin had a great game. But if you look at his stats, you're like,
Yeah, it was like 13 to 20. But again, if you watch 4 of them passes was dropped, so he really should have been 17 to 20.
And then probably closer to 200 yards if that's what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
We talked about that first drive. Should he have thrown it to Jeremiah Smith on that 4th down? You know what I'm talking about? One that Max Clare dropped.
That was the one where
fan traffic.
That's just
the computer said
firing on its own. We got to go to break.
I know, but to your point, if you watch that clip, to your point, Jeremiah Smith down the field is like pumping his arms and like clapping his hands. Like, I was open. I had one-on-one coverage. So yeah, again, we talked about the defense. There's stuff on tape. Offensively, Julian Sayin's got plenty to work on, plenty to get better at. But that was a great first outing. I'll take that every day if we can get it. There was some college football last night. I don't know if we consider it a big upset, but an upset, I think certainly we can talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
No issues to report on the roads right now, so we do want to make sure you know about a ramp closure just south of Bexley. 70, that eastbound ramp to Alum Creek Drive northbound will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. So do note this detour. Take 70 eastbound to James Road, then get on to 270 westbound in that direction to Livingston Avenue. Get off there. That will take you to Alum Creek Drive. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Keep your summer fun going in the family-sized Toyota Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander with 3 different powertrains and a full-size third row. Now through September 2nd, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.99 APR financing or 5.99 on new Highlander and Grand Highlander hybrids. Subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance included. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
The water's standing in the tub. My toilets will not flush. The smell's getting bad in here. I need help in a rush.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Fall is here. The leaves are changing, football's on TV, and family time by the bonfire feels just right. Before it gets even colder, now's the time to make sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. For over 3 decades, homeowners across Central Ohio have turned to Newman Roofing for reliable roofing, siding, and gutter work that stands the test of time. From your very first call, you'll talk with a real person who's happy to walk you through the process. Your estimator won't push you, just explain what's going on with your home and share solutions that make sense for you. And when the work begins, a dedicated job supervisor makes sure every detail meets Newman Roofing standards. Don't just take our word for it. Check out the hundreds of 5-star Google reviews from families right here in Columbus who chose Newman Roofing and couldn't be happier. Appointments are filling fast for fall installations, so don't wait. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Let Newman Roofing handle your to-do list so you can get back to the things and the people that matter most. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I just had the greatest day today. One of our customers in Delaware literally happy cried. Her new windows just completely transformed her home. It was just magical.
Oh, so you like magic.
Well, that's not what I was saying.
Is this your card?
Wilson, you didn't even... Okay, sure. That was my card.
And magic.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Listen up. ESPN Unlimited is now included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Spectrum gives you everything from ESPN, live games, original series, top analysis, and more. Spectrum is really stepping up with this offer, and you get more of me, Stephen A. Smith. Get your act together and go to spectrum.com/entertainment for details. ESPN Unlimited and more popular streaming apps are included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Restrictions apply.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Buckeyes should be the number 1 team in the country when the AP poll comes out. One would presume. Getting it done against Texas, 14-7. Doesn't really matter, I guess, who they say number 1 is. But, I mean, it does because it's stupid if they're not number 1. But who was it on ESPN the other day? Someone was talking on ESPN during like a halftime show, and they said, well, Penn State beat Nevada. They were 2, so you presume with Texas losing, they'll move up to 1. It's like, what?
No, I don't think it worked like that.
Who beat Texas?
You don't work like
and
that.
And who's right behind Penn State?
It don't work like that.
What are we talking about?
I think they were kind of just like passively looking at the ranking graphic and was like, yeah, bump this team up. And they weren't really thinking. But when you're on national TV, you probably should think before you speak.
Analyzing college football, and that's your only job. It's not like you have to keep the baseball standings straight, too, or pay attention to what's going on in the NFL. You just have to worry about college football. Yeah, that might be a time where you just say, "Oh yeah, Ohio State's 3rd, and they beat the number 1 team. They should probably
They probably just gonna flip, right?
Yeah, and Penn State will stay at 2.
But what about LSU? Would you put LSU,
you know what, LSU
above Texas after they beat Clemson?
I would.
Clemson.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that is impressive.
I watched that LSU. I watched that entire game, and I came away from week 1 saying this. Now I guess there's still tonight. There's North Carolina and TCU to play, but I I don't think I'm going to risk this by saying what I'm about to say. Garrett Nussmeier is QB1 for me right now in college football. He looks the most in control. He was on the road in a tough environment against Clemson, going up against another defensive line that has a bunch of NFL dudes on it, right? And I'm watching him at the line, looking at guys, looking at the sidelines, calling guys in, moving the tight end over, moving the running back in motion, putting guys, and all of a sudden, and then you see the coverage change. You can, like, as a novice, I'm seeing the coverage change, and I'm going, well, if I'm seeing this, clearly he's getting something out of it. Like, he looked like a professional quarterback out there making adjustments in the moment in week 1. Now, it's a long season, right? But of all the guys who've been, like, put on that pedestal of could be the number one guy when the draft happens, Garrett Nussmeier, after 1 week, probably is in the leading position in that regard. You
know what's crazy is that I remember our list of like our top 5 who we thought would be, and you and I both had Cade Klubnik, and he looked absolutely terrible. Second, I had Lenore Sellers, and third, I had Garrett Nussmeier.
Those are good calls.
But the guy who really impressed me, who I'm actually excited to see, like that, some people talk about, but not a lot, is DJ Lagway, man. I think he's going to be all right.
Everybody's saying he's going to be good.
He's going to be okay.
A decent, not everyone, a decent number of people talking about him having a good season. That could be the case. So I didn't watch any Florida, but I'll take your word for it. I didn't see what they did. What did they do?
They play Long Island University. They won 55-0.
Big fan of their iced teas.
He went 15 for 18, 120 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Okay, don't worry about it. That's fine.
Well, of all the quarterbacks that were in like the bigger matchups, none of them really had like a stat stuffing game. But the most impressive one to me was Carson Beck for Miami last night against Notre Dame.
Yeah, he played a really good game.
Yeah, he played a nice, clean game. And I don't know. I think so. Last year going into the season, he might have been a little overhyped. I'm pretty sure he was favorite to be the number 1 overall pick, favorite to be the Heisman. This year, I think he's now being forgotten about and maybe underrated a little bit. I mean, you don't even know what Georgia could have done last year if he doesn't get hurt. Like, he got hurt last year. It's not like they banished him for no reason. Like, I think this is a situation you're going to see a lot now with NIL. It's like, hey, we can't pay both these quarterbacks. No. We only can keep one. They chose to keep the younger guy in Gunnar Stockton. But I think Carson Beck in Miami, especially in a weaker ACC, you can see them make a run at the playoff or at least be close.
If you go look at the numbers last year and you look at a lot of the different metrics, Carson Beck, when you adjust for like wide receiver drops, which we just talked about with Julian Sayin, you take some of that out.
Georgia had no receivers.
No, I'm saying, did you see what his receivers doing last night? Did you see that dude?
Oh, catch the one hand
Odell catch.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got guys laying out and making plays for you, Carson Beck will be all right. I'm not saying he's going to be like the number 1 pick in the draft or anything, but his underlying metrics and a lot of his stuff when you take out receiver drops look very similar to Garrett Nussmeier's numbers, who no one is doubting that he's a good quarterback, right? So I said that earlier in the offseason that I think Carson Beck could surprise people. I didn't know if they'd go out and win this game. But yeah, that was a great performance by Miami last night in front of their home crowd. How about though Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love? I've seen him be good. I've watched him be great. I think he's going to be great. You know how many carries he had at halftime in a game where it was a monsoon for the first half? He had 4 carries to start off the game.
Was killing it though.
But I don't.
What is it? 24? I think his number was.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
he was doing well yesterday.
Darian Price.
He was toting that thing.
Yeah, but either way, I'm just telling you, I'm surprised. He ended with 10 carries in a game where I know then they got down and they had to come back and try to, make that ground up, and they did almost complete the comeback to Notre Dame, but I'm just surprised that you're not given a little bit. I mean, Jadarian Price had 6 carries, right? Like, it wasn't like on the day they gave the ball to their running backs 27 times. That to me is not
16. CJ
Carr has a lot of
that's
runs.
Right. You're right. Yeah. They rushed it 6. You're right. So it wasn't even that many. I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised that they would give their new quarterback that much to do, given that he hasn't played a ton. When you've got a Heisman level candidate there in the backfield, that didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand the offensive game plan there for Notre Dame at all. But Miami's not complaining. They get the W. They start off with a big win. Notre Dame, by the way, has Texas A&M coming up next.
You don't want the U to be back, Dylan. Don't you want the U to be back?
I do.
I don't
see.
I'm all about it.
He agreed with me.
You know what I say? Those Miami fans. Everything that happened in that 2002 national championship game was legitimate and you lost, and you need to deal with that fact. And until you do, I hope you never come back.
I mean,
I hope you live.
That was years ago, though.
I don't forget. This elephant has a memory. I don't forget.
You can't say that college football wasn't great back in that.
I'll tell you what, college football was pretty great last year. Where was Miami? I didn't care about them at all.
They were right there in it.
No, they choked at the end. They lost
Syracuse.
2 of their last 3, and then the bowl game.
Old Kyle McCord got him. Got to show them what's up.
I think he did.
Ohio State broke the U 23 years ago, and they haven't recovered since.
That's right, and I hope they never do. I hold a grudge, Tyvis. Unlike you, you're a good person. I hold a grudge.
I like their atmosphere.
That's the one that they truck in once every 3 years when they have a big game. Yeah, I agree with you. That's good. Go watch them next weekend. I don't know who they're playing next weekend. See if that place is half full. I love it. We need to have a conversation about the Crimson Tide. Is Bama officially cooked? We will discuss next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
No issues to report on the roads right now, so we do want to make sure you know about a ramp closure just south of Bexley. 70, that eastbound ramp to Alum Creek Drive northbound will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. So do note this detour. Take 70 eastbound to James Road, then get on to 270 westbound in that direction to Livingston Avenue. Get off there. That will take you to Alum Creek Drive. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown. This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
Hi, I'm Coach Ryan Day, and I've seen firsthand how tough and resilient kids can be. But I've also seen the struggles that aren't always visible. Mental health challenges are real. That's why I'm proud to partner with the Kids Mental Health Foundation. Together, we're helping parents, teachers, and coaches talk to kids about mental health before there is a concern or crisis. Start making kids' mental health a part of every day with free tools and resources at kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org.
Double your Keno booster automatically every Tuesday in September between 4 and 5 p.m. with Keno Power Hour Double Booster. Play Keno with Booster between 4 and 5 any Tuesday afternoon in September, and the booster value will be doubled. You could boost your winnings up to 20 times all September long. Learn more at OhioLottery.com/Keno Power Hour.
Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
What a treat it would be to play in the major leagues at the same time as your brother. And that has happened many times over the years. The Reds have had several brother combinations, including Hall of Famer Barry Larkin and his brother Steven, and Brett and Aaron Boone. All four played in the same game for the Reds in 1998. Brett and Aaron Boone played 2 seasons together in Cincinnati, and then Brett was traded to Atlanta. And then came a family highlight on this September 1st, 1999, when both Brett and Aaron homered in the same game. Brett homered in the 3rd inning for the Braves, and brother Aaron in his Reds uniform returned the favor in the 8th. The Boone brothers hit home runs in the same game this September 1st, 1999, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com, 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The summer event is still on at Germain Honda of Dublin, and the deals are hot. Lease the rugged 25 Honda Ridgeline Sport for just $339 a month, or finance with an unbeatable 0.99% APR. Or drive home in the new 25 Honda Prologue EX. Lease it now for only $149 a month, or 0% APR, plus no payments for 90 days. Get the deal you deserve at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for full details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes hosted Heisman hopeful Arch Manning and the top-ranked Longhorns on Saturday. The defense shined early and often as the number 3 ranked Buckeyes were able to beat Texas 14-7. Up next for the Buckeyes is Grambling State this Saturday. Kickoff is at 3:30. The other big game Saturday night was a matchup between number 9 LSU and number 4 Clemson. LSU was able to go into Death Valley and win that top 10 matchup 17-10. We also had a couple of games on yesterday, as well as number 13 South Carolina defeated Virginia Tech 24-11 in Atlanta, and number 10 Miami beat the 6th-ranked Irish 27-24. This update was sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are you fired up? Is it Monday? It must be Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
4th and less than 1. Manning. Quarterback under center, Hudson. Behind him is Baxter at tailback. Manning takes it straight ahead, and it doesn't look like he's going to get in there, as there's a big pile near the 1 and the goal line, and the Buckeyes have stopped him. Arch Manning cannot get into the end zone, and Ohio State will take over on downs right at about their own 1-yard line. Leading 7-0 with 6:40 to play in the third quarter. There's still a big pile of bodies down around the 1, but the ball will belong to Ohio State.
Big win for the Buckeyes. Needless to say, 14-7 in the shoe. You heard it here on The Fan. Paul Keels, Jim Lachey right there.
You know what?
Tyvis?
Hearing these 4th down stops, I'm willing to. I don't know what's been going on at the Woody for the past, I'd say 2 years for sure.
Okay.
They have really mastered 4th and short, or like goal line stands.
Yeah.
Like when I played, we weren't like, it wasn't like a guarantee that we gonna stop them. Like we gave up a lot of touchdowns in goal line situations. This team, for the past couple of years, have had to stand up multiple games, and they've answered the bell every time. Like it's almost like if you almost want them to get to the goal line, because they cannot score on us in the goal. I don't know how, who, what. I'm gonna guess Jim Knowles started it. Whatever he did, whatever that concept is unbelievable that nobody can score when they get down to the red zone.
No, that's a very fair point. In fact, I feel like, I'm thinking back, I feel like this happened against Oregon. Now, they lost that game last year on the road, but I feel like there was a goal line stand in that game.
I remember the Penn State game.
There was a Penn State game, you're right.
I remember Texas.
Yeah, that was the
both time, this year and last year.
There was Nebraska last year.
Yep, Nebraska, that was one. Yep. They have, I'm telling you, they really good on goal line.
And we talked about this, last year, all of the shows were talking about it, but like even the team up north, when they lost that game, Remember they had that big goal line stand, and that was
Jack Sawyer
had it. Yeah, he had a big moment, and it was like that should have been the moment from that game, and then instead we ended up with the flag planting and all that crap. But the whole point is, even in losses last year, this Ohio State defense stood people up, big time games, big time opponents, not just nobodies, and they were able to get the job done, and they did it again on Saturday. So you're right, yeah, that goal line stand, whatever they figured out there, because now we're even talking, these are different defensive coordinators, different personnel. All these guys that you lost to the NFL, and it was the same old story on Saturday with this Buckeye defense showing up. So that is a great thing to, I think, hang your hat on for this Ohio State defense going forward. There's other stuff to work out.
Oh, yeah.
And we've talked about some of that. Arch Manning missed some throws, to put it kindly, over this. But there were dudes that were open and had moments where if he would have made those passes, they could have got first downs, could have extended drives. Things could have gone a little differently, perhaps. We don't know how that will go. That's a game of football.
Yeah, but when I continue, I got a couple of more points on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, that's small. It's not. It can be detrimental, but it's small right now in the grand scheme of things. That I'll go over also that I saw that came up in the course of this game.
Oh, I know you went and you were texting us yesterday about breaking down the tape.
Oh, I loved it. I sat there and watched that. Oh, the tape, man. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all ain't never watched the all 22 cuts of games, man, you see everything. It's literally like how it was back when I was playing. Like, I see it and I'll be like, okay, they in cover 1 or they in cover 3. So this is what they did. This is who messed up. It's unbelievable. I'll be having the time of my life looking at tape.
Can you break down the tape on what's going on with Alabama? Actually, I don't know if I need you to, because I watched that game against Florida State where they got, pretty well handed to them on the road. Florida State beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Bama just for some odd reason, when I look at their defense, they don't have that burning passion like they used to. Like, they used to have dudes. It used to be intimidating going up against them sometimes with some of the players they had on defense. And I just don't, when I see them, they don't have that swag like that anymore to me.
No.
And then on offense, I know the guy with Ty Simpson.
Yeah, quarterback.
He was just okay.
Dude,
Ryan Williams dropped the ball. I was like, him and JJ, they got hyped this last season, and they both coming out dropping passes. I don't know what's going on with them two, but when I watch, don't get me wrong, Florida State won the game, but I didn't walk away from that game oh yeah, Florida State's going to the CFP. That wasn't the case. It was more so me thinking Bama really lost it.
Oh yeah.
Then Florida State had it. The quarterback thing, first of all, historically, they've always struggled with mobile quarterbacks. That's they pet peeve for whatever reason. However, he made some throws early in this game that got them the lead, but when Bama started coming back, they really couldn't do. He was overthrowing the ball and stuff like that, and he just picked up tough yardage with his legs.
Yeah.
But I was just sitting there Florida State to me is they okay. Okay, you can put them in the top 25. I'm not expecting them to make the CFP. They're not that good.
Not yet. I mean, they need to show some other stuff before that. But to your point, I didn't look at this game. The biggest takeaway I had from this game was watching it was Alabama got pushed around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not who they used to be, and it's kind of crazy to me.
Here's a little,
which is why I tweeted what I tweeted, and I don't care. Everybody could be mad at me if they want to.
What did you tell people what you tweeted? Because it went pretty viral.
Yeah, I didn't know it. Just one of them tweets that you just say something and then you think nothing of it. I said I cannot believe all it took was for NIL to become legal to see the fall of the SEC, and I'm telling you. I tweeted it out when I was watching Bama lose. Didn't think nothing of it. Woke up the next morning, didn't really care to look. Dylan texted me and said, yeah, y'all put out some viral tweets. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And I went back and seen all the activity. I said, yeah, I'm not going through all of that, but wow.
So you asked if we wanted the U to be back. Bama can now go away. Yes, I'm fine with Bama going away. They could win one national championship in 30 years like they did in between Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. That's fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah, totally. And honestly, I feel like it's a tough call, right? But I feel like Kalen DeBoer, if he could go back and do it all over, he would say, thanks, Bama. I Appreciate that. I'm going to stay at Washington, where they're going to probably, if I keep doing this, build me a statue, and I'll never leave.
Yeah, the Pat Fitzgerald plan.
Yeah, right. Where it's like, oh, look what he's doing up there at Washington. That's cool. Then they have a down year. No one cares. Maybe he's 5-7. Hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Then 2 years later, 9-10 wins. Hey, Kalen DeBoer's got him frisky again. That's all. That's what he had. Now at Bama, it's like you lose week 1 on the road to a traditionally tough power. Florida State, obviously, last year was terrible, but I thought last year was a blip. The year before that, they were undefeated until they lost their quarterback, right? So that was
talking about Florida State
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year, they had an indefensible, terrible season.
I blame DJ Uiagalelei.
He wasn't good. They weren't good at all. But then now they get Tommy Castellanos, who was Nick's brother, I believe, who comes in from Boston College. It's just
brother from another mother.
Don't let Thom Brenneman call one of those games. That could be a problem because we saw it after last time. All I'm saying is he's doing college football now. It's possible. Anyway, but no, Tommy C he didn't have like a statistically great day, but every time they needed a play, he made one. And the reason he could do that in part was because he is pretty good. But Bama is not what they used to be. That guy talked so much crap about Bama going into this game, basically said they don't have Nick Saban to save him anymore. I've got a squad. They better watch out for me. They asked him again, do you want to amend that? He said, no, I said what I said. I'd like to double down on that, actually.
He doubled down and said that Florida State's defense would be the best defense he played all season. 2 weeks before they played Bama.
And by the way, Florida State had 230 yards on the ground. Bama had 87. That puts in perspective to you what it was that Bama was in this game. They couldn't, and this was also a game where it got a little nasty with the weather. It was gross and rainy and sloppy, and if you could run the ball and establish the defensive and offensive lines, you could win that battle in the trenches. You probably win this game. Florida State did. Bama did not. It was
if you're gonna play good. If you're gonna play Florida State, you just I'm containing that quarterback. I'm making him throw from the pocket. He got to beat me with his arm.
Yeah. The absurdity of college football was on full display on Saturday. In the best way possible is what I mean there. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Labor Day. We are noticing a crash for folks over on the east side this morning. This is all happening on 70 in that westbound direction, just past Bryce Road and right before that 270 intersection. A left lane still blocked this morning out there. A live look at our traffic cam. Looks like one car at least is involved in this crash here, but first responders are on scene. Left lane still blocked this morning, so do be mindful if you're approaching the area this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Right now in Washington, there's a fight going on to make life more affordable and bring back American jobs. Some play politics and some want to get things done. Senator John Husted is cutting through the noise, putting Ohio first. The new tax bill delivers for working families and helps small businesses hire and grow right here in Ohio. Tell John Husted, keep fighting for Ohio families and small businesses. Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Opening day of baseball is cool. The tournament's first weekend is amazing. Underrated sports day, the first Sunday of NFL football. So let's spend it together at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join On the Money and The Fan for a watch party for the Bengals-Browns game September 7th. Watch and place wagers on over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and oh look, little footballs. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I ordered the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
For a limited time, you can enjoy a savory sausage McMuffin with egg meal, including golden hash browns and a small hot coffee for just $5. Price and participation may vary.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Introducing The Fan 2. A totally different radio station is coming to 1460 AM, The Fan's HD2, and The Fan app. Your home for Bob and Tom mornings and Jim Rome in the afternoons. It all starts Tuesday, September 2nd.
The Ohio Lottery's new $5 scratch-off Win Big has a top prize of $100,000. And with the Ohio Lottery app, all non-winning tickets can be entered into a My Lotto Rewards second chance promotion to win Cleveland or Cincinnati football tickets or even a trip to football's biggest game. And that's more exhilarating than a cooler of sports drink dumped on you. So exhilarating. Win big from the Ohio Lottery. A celebration waiting to happen. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center, we welcome in meteorological fall on Labor Day, feeling like it. We'll see temperatures starting off in the mid to low 50s, so you'll probably need a light jacket. And then for this afternoon, a reminder, it's still summer. Labor Day temperatures getting into the low 80s with plenty of sun. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with lows in the mid 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast. T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We both watched them win one last year. And title defense off to a good start this year. Buckeyes get it done against Texas, 14-7 in the shoe. The numbers and the stats don't really tell the tale. I think Ohio State was pretty dominant in all the facets that mattered in this game. Arch Manning, a lot of questions about whether or not he can actually throw a football when he needs to, because that didn't look good from him. But give credit to the Buckeye defense there. We got plenty more on that we will talk about. But we also have talked about the atmosphere in the shoe. It was great. Fans came and brought it.
I want to know, is camp a success?
Yeah. Did the Ohio song go? Tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Neither of us were in the stadium. Dylan, were you there? You didn't go down there, did you?
I didn't go down there either.
I haven't seen any reviews on the camp song. Although I did see a couple of bloggers for Ohio State posting like, hey, guess what? They played that song and, you know, the world didn't come to an end because they changed some traditions. And it's like, all right, was that the argument? Was the argument that the world would come to an end? You know what? They could also change the colors of Ohio State to purple and silver. The world wouldn't come to an end. People would still be starving in Africa, whatever little thing you want to throw out there. The reality is a lot of people would have a problem with it. Is that the argument? Is like, well, if the sun comes up tomorrow, you can change anything at Ohio State. It doesn't matter. Get off my lawn.
So I'm looking
like that.
I'm on Twitter looking at some tweets. You know, I just typed in Camp Ohio. Just to see like people talk about it from the game.
Camp with two A's.
Two A's.
Camp.
Yes, two A's.
My guys.
And pretty much the consensus was it's not bad. They think that it would probably be better if they announced that they was playing it first. Okay. I guess they just kind of played it at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. I don't doubt that if you told people, hey, we expect you now to perform and do this thing. But the idea with these hype songs is like when you watch Wisconsin, they do Jump Around.
Oh, well,
they play that. There's no announcement needed. You play Jump Around because everybody already likes that song and everyone's very familiar with it. And then you shake the foundations of Camp Randall and it's a great time. I think that's what they're trying to build is some kind of tradition that gets people to say, oh, yeah, I instantly recognize what this is. That's going to take time, to be fair to the people at Ohio State. I don't think that's the song.
The more I read into it, it's very mixed. It's very mixed. Some people think that they should just get rid of it. Some people think it's not bad. So,
well, other than that, everything we could tell on TV and everything I could see, when Fox didn't have the crowd noise muted for some stupid reason, I thought it looked really great. It sounded great. The fans were there. They brought it, which is what you need. And like I said, would it be better if it's a night game? Sure. Do you ever have to worry about Ohio State fans showing up when it is a top 5 matchup and everybody's picking the other team? No, you do not. We knew that atmosphere was going to be great, and I wasn't surprised.
I just need to know if this atmosphere is going to be like this for Grambling State. That's the one.
I would like to get it there. I think it should be that way, but I understand also why it isn't, because I think I think people they want to be there for a big moment, right?
You know what I want to come out of Grambling State?
What's that?
To be able to have seen Tavian St. Clair.
Oh, I like that idea.
That's what I want.
I want some huge stat padding.
Yeah. I want numbers. That's what I want numbers. I'm with you.
I want them to be up so much that I can see Tavian St. Clair take some snaps.
To your point, I hope we see a lot of freshmen and guys who are sophomores who haven't played, redshirt freshmen. I want to see a bunch of those guys play in the second half. I'm with you on that.
My lock for that is I'm guaranteeing Bo Jackson plays and scores in that game.
I love that. That's good. Are you betting anything on that?
I ain't going to bet it.
Shave your head?
I ain't betting
Shave
nothing
your beard?
I was going
to say, you can't take that to the book as it is illegal.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that that's our law in the state of Ohio, that you can't bet on like player props, because I feel like I missed out on a ton. But the crowd was a big part of one of the absurdity of college football in the best way possible. I mean this. The Lee Corso send-off was perfect distillation of everything that makes college football great, in my mind, because what you had, try to explain this to someone who's never followed college football. You have a 90-year-old man who, as a head coach, had a sub 500 career record. Wasn't like he was like an all-time great head coach either. He then put on a mascot head for the final time. He's done over 400 times on television over the years. A crowd of 100,000 people stood in awe as he did this. Millions were watching on TV, not a dry eye in the house, I would guess. 2 TV networks, including Fox, they broke into their coverage and said, here's the other network's pregame show. The last time Lee Corso was going to do this, everyone stopped to watch. ESPN said it was one of the most watched segments they've ever had on ESPN. So try to explain that to like an alien who comes down and says, what just happened here? It's like, well, this guy has been doing this for a long time. It started off kind of as like a gimmicky fun thing, and it's now turned into an institution. And I dare say, I don't mean to go too deep onto this, but this is one of the things, Lee Corso putting on headgear. You know, a former coach kind of debasing himself, having fun, laughing at himself, laughing with us. That is the type of thing that allows college football, in my mind, to be what it is now, which is it's entertaining, it's absurd, it's fun. Yes, it's serious. It's big time business. They make millions of dollars doing this stuff. But it's also, college football has that over the NFL, in my mind, every single day of the week and twice on Sundays. The NFL is serious business. This is the pros. You don't have time for a lot of that. Right?
So add in Pat McAfee and Dave Portnoy to college sports.
Those guys can't carry Lee Corso's jockstrap, and they shouldn't even try. They are, to your point,
Did anybody watch Dave Portnoy?
Oh, I did, my friend.
How was it?
Terrible.
Really?
And here's why. Because he goes in thinking, I'm a WWE performer. Like, he's acting like a heel at a wrestling match. And then you have Urban standing there, and Mark Ingram, and Brady Quinn, everybody else who's Matt Leinart. They're all like, we're trying to do our jobs, and you're being like a sideshow freak. And he knows what he's doing. He's amping up the crowd. It got him all the stuff he wanted, right? Because I'm sure he went viral and his name's everywhere. But if you're Fox, I don't know what that does for you, because it's not endearing. It was annoying. And I think even people who weren't Ohio State fans were just like, okay, great. This Michigan guy wants to give it to Ohio State. Meanwhile, let's talk about the games that are happening, which don't involve Ohio State and Michigan playing each other. It just was a weird way to start the season. I don't know that that's what they were going for. But if you're trying to replicate what Lee Corso was to football, you'll never be able to do that. And so far, the Pat McAfee experiment and to a much lesser degree, the Dave Portnoy experiment, they're not coming close to what Lee Corso did, So I think it's time for you to transition and move forward.
I feel like the younger crowd like Pat McAfee.
Yeah. You know what? Well, here's what works with Pat McAfee. When he gives $250,000 to a college kid for kicking a field goal, and then that kid steps in Herbie's dog's poop, that's fun. That moment was fun. I like that. But sometimes McAfee does that, like, I'm going to rile up the crowd. Because, Lee Corso would do the thing where he would give all the stuff he wanted to about the team where they were. He might say, oh, yeah, TCU, I tell you, I love the Horned Frogs. And then he'd go grab the other team's headgear, put it on, and all the TCU fans boo as he waves. I think sometimes they're trying to replicate that with McAfee and now with Portnoy, and it doesn't have the same vibe because Lee Corso, even when he would do that, it was fun. You never felt like threatened by Lee Corso doing that. It was just, hey, he didn't pick your team today, and people would kind of mock boo him, but they weren't like outraged that Corso didn't pick their team. These guys, it's another level. They're trying to like purposely poke fans in the eye, and I don't know that always works. I don't think it does.
One of my favorite moments from College Game Day is when Pat did that, like the Georgia song.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then go dogs, and then he's like, give me Texas. That's like one of my favorite moments. Like he had them all fired up thinking that he was going to pick them, and then he just pulled the rug right out from under him. But going back to Corso, Saturday confirmed to me that God is real. He went 6 for 6 on his picks.
He did.
And he had some dogs in there, including Florida State, which is probably the team that he's more, closely affiliated with.
And then his alma mater, right?
Yeah, and then obviously, picking Brutus. But like if you went with, I'm an anti parlay guy, but if you did the Lee Corso parlay yesterday, depending on what book, plus 13,000 odds on 6 legs, and there's people out there that did it.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody probably made that money.
He put a parlay out.
I'm sure his 90-year-old self did not do it, but if you just took all his picks from the show and put them in a parlay and cooked it up, that's what you would have got.
Yeah, if you just took...
You said 13,000 or 1,300?
Plus 13,000.
Here are the picks.
My God.
He had Tennessee.
$10 would have won you $1,300.
Yep. He had Tennessee over Syracuse. He had South Carolina over Virginia Tech. He had Florida State upsetting Bama. He had Miami winning that game last night against Notre Dame. He had LSU beating Clemson in their death valley. Let's do it.
It's going to happen all morning.
That happened at the same time last hour, too. LSU, he had winning that game against Clemson. And then, of course, Buckeyes, which that was I have so much to say about, how good that was. The one thing did you see when Ryan Day gave Lee Corso the helmet? It was a cool moment. He brought a helmet over. It was a Buckeye helmet, but he put Lee Corso's logo on it for Corso's picks. And then he said, on this helmet, every sticker, he put a bunch of Buckeye leaves on it, said, this is every time you've picked Ohio State is represented by these stickers. Oh, and here's one more. This will represent in case you choose to pick the Buckeyes today. If you need it, you can add that to the helmet. Very nice gesture. Only ruined by the fact that during the entire time, Herbie's dog is dry humping the set, and Desmond Howard couldn't stop laughing about it. Yeah, because Peter or whatever his stupid name is, the dog is in Ryan Day's elbow trying to sniff and see what's up there. And then you have Desmond Howard just as Ryan Day's trying to do this very nice gesture to Lee Corso, and you could barely hear it because of Desmond. Two of the worst things on College Game Day, the dog and Desmond Howard. I don't need the dog. I don't need Desmond Howard. Thank God they extended Desmond Howard, though. That's what we all wanted.
I would say it's cool that Fox embraced the Lee Corso stuff.
They should. It was a good move by them because they had so much negative publicity around here and certainly probably around college football over the last few weeks. That was probably a nice move for them. It got them back in the good graces, I feel like. Good call by them. What did Matt Patricia do that was so effective against Texas? Tyvis broke down the film, and he's going to tell you next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, a heads up for folks who live over in Delaware County. We have culvert replacements happening pretty soon here. It's starting Tuesday, September 2nd on State Route 229. That's between Smith Road and Westfield Road. It's lasting for about 12 days. The detour not going to be pretty, so do take note here. Go on 42 in that northbound direction. That will take you to State Route 746. Then eventually hopping on to State Route 529. That's over towards the west side there. there, then back down south on State Route 98. That will get you back to State Route 229 towards Ashley. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Wow, that nagging joint pain. You know the one. Sometimes it's from maybe years of hard work. Sometimes it's just an old injury that never healed right. I know I've got plenty of those. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for far too long. But that stops right now. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Walkoff and his team are going to use regenerative medicine, just like I got, advanced cellular treatments that will help your body heal itself. It's going to restore the damaged tissues. It's not a cover-up for it. It's not pills. It's not scalpels. It's long-term lasting relief. So you don't have to operate your life around the pain anymore. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Just smarter and natural ways to heal your body. Make sure you bring your MRI, bring your x-rays. They'll tell you if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. So just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Or visit them at qckinetics.com/Columbus.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
Visit the Good Feet Store today. Walk-ins are always welcome. Visit the Good Feet Store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
Score big this season with an MVP package from Lennox and Northland Heating and Cooling. Call today for your free estimate and special savings on Lennox products, or visit hvacnorthland.com. That's Northland Heating and Cooling, your Lennox premier dealer. Number 50821.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheetz. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I watched a lot of college football over the weekend. I got a hot take for you. You ready for it?
Yes.
I watched Missouri, one of my dark horse picks to possibly make the college football playoffs.
Yep.
You know who their quarterback is? Former Penn Stater Bo Pribula. Remember him?
Yep.
He was in waiting.
He left his team during the CFP.
I watched a lot of that game. I watched a lot of Penn State, Nevada, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'd rather have Bo Pribula than Drew Aller. Hot take. Get ready for it. Hot take. Go watch the highlight. Put the tape on. Bro Pribula make you think. That guy.
It's Pribula.
I don't care. He's touchdowns, baby. He's going to the end zone every single time.
You rooting for the SEC.
No, I don't believe in Drew Aller. That's all this is. Anyway, we can talk about that. We've got plenty of time. Let's get into the Buckeyes in Texas. Buckeyes win 14-7. Story of this game to me was the defense. Tyvis, you watched every defensive snap and broke down the tape because you have access to the magical Big Ten Network tape machine where you can actually watch all this stuff and see the All-22.
It's a great thing.
Either that or it's on your Amazon Fire Stick, one of the two. Which if it's on the Fire Stick, then I'm going to buy one because I want one of those.
If the Fire Stick get that would make this thing elite. No, when I watched the tape, though, I really saw a defense that, that's well coached. I think that, like I said, it's not perfect, but they really did a good job of tackling. That's the first thing. Like, they didn't really miss a lot of tackles yesterday, and that's huge. As far as the explosive plays go, they limited those explosive plays. The corners did a great job of staying over the top. I think the one pass that maybe have been an explosive pass was at the end of the game where he threw like that seam ball or like that bang eight to the wide receiver at the end of the game to get the ball down the field. Like, that was like the most explosive play I've seen. But to me, what I love that Matt Patricia is doing is the way he's disguising. Like, so for me, when I was there, the way we disguised coverage was it would hold the shell. It would be, we're going to look like we in cover two, and then on the snap, we're going to roll people. We're going to roll the boundary safety down to show cover two, so we know that we in cover three or whatever. How they're doing it is they're switching what players is playing what position. So you look at Caleb Downs and you would say, oh, Caleb Downs is a safety, right? Well, Caleb Downs is lined up in the box. So you're thinking, okay, if he's in the box, then they must be running some form of cover three. No, he's legit playing linebacker. He's not even playing safety on this play. He's playing linebacker. And the other guy that they were doing this with was Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese is traditionally a linebacker playing the wheel. He's in the box. But they was putting him on the line of scrimmage. And they're like, sometimes he's blitzing off the edge right there like he's a pass rusher. Sometimes he's popping back in coverage and playing like a little hook player. So to me, it was so confusing because you don't know who is what. Like, a quarterback comes in there, and I told you, they look at the boundary safety for the coverage. They look at the Mike linebacker. They got to identify who the Mike linebacker is to be able to say, all right, the blitzes is coming this way, blah, blah, blah. But if everybody's switching what position they're playing, you don't know who to identify on the play. So that's what they were doing to cause some confusion. Some of the stunts that they was running, we was talking about the coffee break stunt, which I
kept hearing that all weekend. I saw people saying, oh, man, they're doing a coffee break stunt.
I was explaining what it was.
I like a coffee. So what is a coffee break stunt? What does that mean?
So what they did was they put Arvell Reese on the line of scrimmage, right? And he was standing up, but he was literally he's like at the defensive tackle position. And they snapped the ball. And when they snapped the ball, the coffee break motion is you back up like you go into coverage. Like you go into coverage. So he took a step back. Then he ran the stunt, which the end went inside, crashed his guy inside. He wrapped around that, and that was what got him free.
So he basically
sack. So the coffee break means like you taking a coffee break, like I'm not rushing right away. It means like the coffee break means I'm not coming right away.
That's hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait, and because I went back and watched this on tape to see what it was. And he literally stands there for
he literally he's like a jab. It's like a jab.
Yeah, it's barely a pause, but it's just enough that it throws off the defense. And he made a great play. Well, you got one of the times where they did that, he was able to get pressure and get a sack.
Well, a lot of simulated pressure simulated pressure means that you show 5, but you only bring 3. But the reason you do that is because you confusing the offensive line. When you do a coffee break, it's confusing the offensive line because you line up like it's 5 people on the line. So the offensive line is already making their protection. Like, all right, if it's 5 people on the line, I have to assume that these 5 guys is coming. So this is how we going to block this play. So when the guy pops back, all right, now they got to think on the fly. All right, that's only 4 guys coming. Right?
Yeah, now there's confusion.
Well, boom, now he adds back on. Now, oh, snap. It's a whole confusion going on, and that's what happens on those type of things. So it's a way of doing like a simulated pressure as well, getting guys free.
See, I think also just watching it as not a former player, I saw Arvell Reese multiple times just pick a guy up and say, you're over here now. I have to go get this quarterback. I have to get this running back. Like, when you have someone who can play the position, who's smart enough to figure out, like, this is what I need to do. The coaches are putting me in a good spot. But if they can't physically do the job, right?
Like it's no good.
Like, Arvell Reese is making plays. Caleb Downs, as intelligent as he is.
Yo, you sent me the one video of the guy breaking down what he was doing.
He's literally like standing in the backfield, and he opens up his hips to look like, I'm going to run to the right over here, and that gives Arch Manning like a pause, like, oh, he's going to go back over here and cover, and then he doesn't.
Yeah, so what he was doing was so they were in cover 3, and they were trying to confuse Arch Manning. So what Arch Manning didn't know is who is the hook drop, who's the weak side hook, because this guy is going to run this over route. So when you run this Dover route deep over, so it's like 15 to 20 yards over, the weak side hook player has to get it. So not the hook player to where he's starting, the guy opposite of the field. And what they did was, what Caleb Downs did was he recognized that guy was going to run that route. So he showed as if he was the weak hook player, and he was alert. Like, I know you about to run this over, so I'm going to show you that if you run the over, I'm going to be the guy. Well, the funniest part is he was playing flats. Caleb Downs had no responsibility on that. He was playing the flats. Actually, the person that was covering it was an end that was popping out. He would have been the weak hook player. So Arch Manning didn't even pay attention to the fact that Caleb Downs was playing the flats because his mind was, it's already taken away.
It's crazy to me that, like, because if you watch this play, and again, I know we're describing this on the radio or on YouTube TV, but we don't have the video to show you. But essentially, Caleb Downs is standing where he's standing, and maybe 2 seconds before the ball is snapped, he opens up his hips to the other side of the field and maybe takes half a step. And you can see Arch Manning is looking right at him when he does it. And then the rest of the play, he looks to the complete left side of the field. Doesn't even look Caleb Downs' way because he says, oh, Caleb Downs is over there.
And it was probably over. It would have been over.
Yeah. And it, like, that type of intelligence, that type of coach on the field stuff is what you hear about Caleb Downs. But it wouldn't be respected if he sucked. Like, no. you could do all that, and then they'd be like, well, I'm going to throw anyway because I don't trust Caleb Downs to make this play. He's that good that if you throw it over there, it's getting picked.
What it is that he understands Caleb Downs is so smart because he understands the weakness. He understands, like, if they run this override, no chance this defensive end is going to be able to cover the wide receiver. Like, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to just take it away pre-snap and be like, all right.
Just by looking
just looking at me, you're not going to throw this because I know that you're running this override. So he's really helping his teammate out in a major, major way. So it's very selfless of him.
It's only been one game, but would you say that the Matt Patricia era of defensive play calling is maybe an upgrade from Jim Knowles? At least as far as this is not the type of thing Jim Knowles was doing. He had a system. You play this system. The guys need to fit what Jim Knowles does.
Yeah.
Matt Patricia seems, at least through one game and when we talk to him,
I would say,
he's more or less like, hey, man, I run what I run based on who I have. So I will put guys in good spots depending on what we need.
Let me put it to you this way. If I had to judge, because right now I can only judge off of one game. So if I judge Jim Knowles' first game versus Matt Patricia's first game, I would pick Matt Patricia's first game because Jim Knowles, remember his first season here, his thing was, we're going to make a ton of plays, but we don't care if we give up the explosive plays.
Yes, that's right.
So people was getting beat deep and stuff like that, but he didn't care. With Matt Patricia, that wasn't the case. So I would take Matt Patricia's first game versus Jim Knowles' first game. Now, obviously, it's a whole season to go. We'll have to make our decisions after the season.
Jim Knowles' defense won a national championship here. Like, we get that.
I'm not about to sit here and say that he wasn't good. He definitely simplified his defense so guys could play fast because they even admitted that at times they were confused at some of the things that he was asking them to do. So confusion leads to explosive plays.
He didn't look very confused out there.
Not at all. So that's why right now, off of game one for Jim Knowles versus game one to Matt Patricia, I would give the feather in the cap to Matt Patricia.
When I was watching the defense, I almost thought that they played too good because I was like, great, now they're going to have to hire another defensive coordinator next season. Like, that's how hyped I was about it. I was like, Matt Patricia's getting a head coaching job off of this.
I just was shocked that so many Buckeye fans, when he got hired, again, I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. And I thought I was just being dumb because I looked at that and was like, this dude coached defense in the NFL where, like, every week you have to redo your defensive game plan based on who's coming in because it's the best of the best. And you can't just run out the same thing all the time. You got to tweak and move and different things. I would have thought in college, you give him the right guys, which Ohio State does recruit pretty well. I would think he'd be up for that challenge. I was surprised so many Buckeye fans were negative on him just because, it didn't go well as a head coach with the Lions. Got it. But how did it go when he was a defensive coordinator? We didn't have to talk to the media, and all he had to do was just basically go coach ball. It went pretty well.
Yeah, I'm just saying they might have to give him a raise, and hopefully he doesn't ask, like, during a college football playoff game prep week, and that it works out for them.
Yeah, and I need to know in, like, 2 days. Otherwise, I'm going to go to your arch rival. Yeah, that's hopefully not. I would think Matt Patricia maybe has a little more loyalty than the last guy here. Overachiever of the week is coming up next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning to you. Well, good news for folks who live out on the east side. We just had a crash that cleared up on 70 westbound. It was all happening past Bryce Road where a left lane was blocked. It was happening for about 45 minutes or so. But as I mentioned with our traffic cam, first responders just leaving the scene this morning. The road's all nice and clear as we're heading westbound into the city this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto saving for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
The savings are so good at Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin. Save on new Santa Fe and Palisades with 0% APR and make no payment for 90 days.
Customers will qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period.
Opening day baseball's cool. The tournament's first weekend is amazing. Underrated sports day, the first Sunday of NFL football. So let's spend it together at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join On the Money and The Fan for a watch party for the Bengals-Browns game September 7th. Watch and place wagers on over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and oh look, little footballs. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the Ford Labor Day sale event at Valley. F-150 and Lightning, Escape, Explorer, Bronco, Expedition, Mustang, and Mach-E. All brand new 2024 and 25s. Buy yours with 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days plus 0 APR for 48 big months. And all with a 2-year premium maintenance plan added. Hurry in by Monday and choose from over 600 in stock at Valley Ford of Columbus in Hilliard. Open Labor Day, 11 till 4.
Script Ohio necklaces, Blocko earrings, Ohio State bangles, and more. You'll find an exclusive collection of luxury Buckeye jewelry you'll love at the Diamond Cellar, starting at $99. Show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com.
Coffee, iced cap, refreshers. Tim Hortons has all your favorite beverages. And now you can get your favorite bite for less. When you buy any size beverage, add a baked daily donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. So next time you order your favorite Tim's beverage, add something that satisfies your cravings and your wallet. The $1, $2, $3 menu. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hello, Big Voice Guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fan's YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Berm's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally! We're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Think about what summer should be. Relaxed, romantic, unforgettable. Don't let ED keep you from making the most of it. Not when help is this easy to get. Think about this. You out with your significant other. Y'all have a great night. And y'all get into that romantic phase. You get back to the house. You've been whispering in their ear all night. And you get there and it's time to perform. And he's not ready to perform. Don't let that happen to you. You can go to Tri-State Men's Health because they got treatments when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can have you last an hour or more. There are 6 locations here in Ohio. 2 of them are in Columbus. One is in Hilliard. The other one's in Westerville. If you schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today, your initial visit is $99, which includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider and a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. So do this before you start whispering in her ear. Do it the day before. Then you do it. Call him today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
One of my favorite days of the year, Labor Day. Now, usually it used to be my favorite day because I didn't have to work, but now that I do this job, we work on Labor Day because it's usually the day after the first Buckeye game of the season. But one of the best days of the year on, at least for me, doing this sports radio thing, is when the Buckeyes have a big game to start the season, they win it, and we get to come in and talk about it, and we get to break the game down. You've been doing a great job of that today, Tyvis. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk to your former teammate, NBC sports commentator, of course, legendary Buckeye Joshua Perry at 8:30 to continue that discussion.
Now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our Overachiever of the Week.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, so a couple ideas here on Overachiever of the Week. We talked about him earlier, Florida State. Tommy Castellanos, Nick's brother, whatever.
Will you stop with that?
He's out there. He's making plays. This guy, he said it. How did he say it, Tyvis? Did he say it with part of his chest?
Nah, he said it with his full chest. He said, Nicholas Saban can't save y'all.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he tripping.
Florida State and Alabama, everybody, I think, except Lee Corso, picked Alabama to win that game. They were at least 2 touchdown favorites. They lost by 2 touchdowns. They were there at Florida State, and it did not go well. Now, he didn't have the best statistical day, but when they needed a play, he was able to find it with his feet, with his arm. He was everywhere. He was awesome, and he's got them believing that Florida State could be back from what they were. That's a little too soon for me. I don't know. They don't need to be in the top 5 or top 10 or anything, but Florida State, nice way to start the season off. Alabama, tons of questions for them, but Tommy Castellanos, I think, one of the big reasons why they had that type of day.
He was so good that the internet floated out just randomly, just for future reference.
Okay.
That Kalen DeBoer's buyout is $70 million. It was a random tweet. People just, for future reference, if people was curious, his buyout $70 million.
That's a way you know you got beat. There's 2 ways. Because I forget which Texas player it was. Did you see the post game where someone asked one of the Texas players, like, what do you say to Arch Manning or whatever? And he said, I said, hey, man, we already won. And he started talking about his faith, and he went into how and that's great. Talk about your faith. That's all good. Mm-hmm. Usually that's not the first comment you make after you win. That's usually a comment.
That's not fair.
No, that's only a comment that gets made after the loss.
No, I'm not going to let you do that.
You have
People always start off by saying, first I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior.
No.
Nussmeier did it.
That wasn't what this guy said. What this guy said was essentially, none of this matters because it's all, eventually we're all going to be up in head. It is all right, that's fine.
What you got to focus. Yeah, you got to focus on the bigger picture when things is bad.
But when you win, you go, hey, God, thanks, buddy. Anyway, we're awesome. When you lose, it becomes, look, man, this doesn't matter. The sun came up tomorrow. It's all good. Ohio State did that to him, and good for them. All right, the other guy I have for my Overachiever of the Week, Jaron Kiwi Sagapulitele.
Who the heck is that?
My guy.
All right, get ready for this.
Who is that?
You remember a guy named Devin Brown?
Yes.
Remember a guy who transferred to Cal because he's going to win the starting job?
Correct.
Well, some freshman also transferred to Cal.
Yes, he
did.
From
what, Oregon? That's this guy. Jaron Kiwi Sagapulitele won the starting job over Devin Brown. And what did he do?
What'd they do? What was the stats?
18 to 21, 227 yards. This was in Corvallis, Oregon State. He went up. Now, again, Oregon State, not great, but it's Cal. We're not talking about, Oregon going there and doing this. This is Oregon State. He went in there and threw, I think, 3 touchdowns as well.
He did. 20 for 30, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Man, Devin Brown's going to have to build another boat.
Devin Brown had 1 carry for -1 yards on the game.
That's right.
Because he's a mobile quarterback.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's right.
It's unfortunate. I hope he figures it out.
You know why Oregon State couldn't stop him? Because Jonathan Smith isn't there. Now he's at Michigan State. It's been a few years ago, but those Jonathan Smith guys, they know what they're talking about when it comes to ball. They know ball. Didn't
the Big Ten go undefeated this week?
Did they? No, they didn't because Northwestern lost to Tulane.
Oh, my God.
Did you hear anything about that whole situation?
Them. I didn't even count them.
Okay,
they didn't lose. They got
trucked. So that game was in... That was at Tulane. That was in New Orleans.
And Utah lost to UCLA. Nico looked terrible.
Oh, yeah, UCLA got destroyed. Let's not even talk about them. This Tulane game, did you know the spice on this game?
No.
So apparently their head coach had reached out to Northwestern. Tulane is the home team, but the away team obviously gets to pick that they're going to wear their away jerseys, all white.
White, yeah.
Which is what Northwestern was going to do. Apparently, Tulane reached out to them way before this game and said, hey, we understand that you would usually wear white here, but the game after Hurricane Katrina 20 years ago, which this is the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, when Tulane played their first game after that, they wore all white. And we'd like to replicate that look to honor that team and to remember that. And apparently Northwestern said, pound sand. We are wearing white. You can go to hell. And so then Tulane took belt to ass. And afterward, the coach said, I don't want to make this a big deal, but they told us you couldn't wear the white jerseys. And that's what happens when you mess with New Orleans. You get what's coming to you. So my guy, I don't remember his name, but let him live. Good job, coach. Good job, Tulane, coach.
So Northwestern basically said, we hate Hurricane Katrina survivors.
We hate, yes, people who went through a massive hurricane. We're Northwestern. We're going to stick our nose in a book, and we're going to go read that. We're going to take all Pat Fitzgerald's money. Oops, no, we're not. He got all that money back. So, yeah. That did not go well for them. So, anyway, good job, Northwestern. Way to support the conference. This is why I don't get all worked up about the Big Ten. I'm not an SEC idiot where I'm like, oh, Vanderbilt, yeah, that's us. Kentucky. Nope. Northwestern doesn't represent me as a Buckeye fan. I don't care about UCLA doesn't represent me as a Buckeye fan. The Buckeyes represent me as a Buckeye fan.
Lastly, before we go to break, the highest paid player in college football that transferred from Tulane to Duke, the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
He went 27 to 31, 389 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Oh, so who did Duke play?
They play Elon Phoenix.
Great.
It's the Fighting Musks. Good job. Yeah, they all drive up to instead of a bus like Clemson does, they all pile out of like Tesla trucks. That's good. I like it.
Man.
OSU got the job done against Texas. Huge win, but apparently the computers don't think it mattered. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Labor Day. Well, the roads are still looking pretty clear this morning, pretty smooth. No issues to report as of right now, so no complaints from me. I guess the busiest part's going to be for folks over on the north side, Powell and Worthington looking at you. Thankfully, 270 eastbound, 270 westbound's okay. 315 southbound's looking great at 68 miles per hour. Still a little bit slower, though, on 23 northbound towards Mount Ayr. Just be mindful, just a little bit more people on the road out there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic, sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register at roosterswings.com.
Right now in Washington, there's a fight going on to make life more affordable and bring back American jobs. Some play politics, and some want to get things done. Senator John Husted is cutting through the noise, putting Ohio first. The new tax bill delivers for working families and helps small businesses hire and grow right here in Ohio. Tell John Husted, keep fighting for Ohio families and small businesses. Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
The hunt for Reds October is on. Be here to cheer on your Reds at Great American Ballpark when they take on the Mets in a 3-game series September 5th through the 7th. Join us Saturday, September 6th, when the Reds unveil and dedicate a statue to honor Reds broadcasting legend Marty Brennaman on Crosley Terrace, presented by Encore Technologies. All fans attending the game will receive a commemorative ticket to mark the historic day. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental Smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Double your Keno booster automatically every Tuesday in September between 4 and 5 p.m. with Keno Power Hour Double Booster. Play Keno with Booster between 4 and 5 any Tuesday afternoon in September, and the booster value will be doubled. You could boost your winnings up to 20 times all September long. Learn more at OhioLottery.com/Keno Power Hour. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the things we constantly hear from customers, Wilson, it's impossible to pick a favorite. We've got 5 different window lines here at Pella for the $300,000 to the $3 million home.
Yep, impossible to pick a favorite. My parents would always say that.
Oh, Wilson, that's so sweet.
Yeah, other than I'm an only child.
Oh. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Baker. What an opener it was in the shoe on Saturday. Number 3 Ohio State defended home field. They beat number 1 Texas 14-7. The defense was suffocating all day. They were strong on 4th down, holding on 4 of 5. They didn't give Arch Manning anywhere to throw. Here was Ryan Day on that performance.
And every time you get a 4th down stop, it's like a turnover. So, the interception was huge. But when you start getting 4th down stops at midfield, those flip the entire field, and it's like getting a turnover. So that's almost 4 turnovers, and that plays into it.
College football yesterday, number 10 Miami kicked a field goal late to hold off number 6 Notre Dame 27-24. Carson Beck 2 touchdowns in his first game for the Hurricanes, and number 13 South Carolina scored 14 fourth quarter points. They beat Virginia Tech 24-11. Breaking sports news as it happens on The Fan.
The best thing about watching football this weekend, talking football on Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. 2 men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald.
This is Bone and Tyvis.
New Sports Center. I like that. There's good music there. If you're not aware, The Fan 2 is brand new. Go check it out. All new lineup there on the AM, as we call it, 1460. Used to be known as ESPN Columbus. Now it's just The Fan 2. That's what we're doing. Anyway, that's why you have the new update bed there. I like it. So we've got a lot to get into. We've been talking about it all morning. Ohio State, I don't want to say destroyed Texas, but got the job done. Beat them up good enough to win this game, 14-7 in the shoe. The atmosphere was great. We're going to talk with our guy, Joshua Perry, coming up at 8:30. So we'll get his reaction to it. I don't know where you want to go with this, Tyvis, but did you see the FPI rankings came out for Ohio State and for all of college football?
I have not.
So they update as the games happen, right?
Okay.
The ESPN's Football Power Index.
Yes.
Is that what it stands for, Dylan? I
Correct.
believe that's correct. Okay. Here is what they had after most of yesterday's action. I didn't check this to see what it was after Miami and Notre Dame. So it may have updated a little bit since then. But all the pertinent games that I cared about had already updated. Number one, their top 5. Number 1 team in the Football Power Index, Texas. I mean, Texas is 0-1 and lost to the Buckeyes, but okay, they're number 1. Number 2 is Georgia. Number 3, generously, was Ohio State. I mean, God, it's surprised they even made the top 5 of this. Ole Miss was 4th. Okay. Penn State was 5th. Bama, for what it's worth, was 13th. This was after they lost to Florida State. Florida State is 40. Now, maybe Florida State isn't going to be top 25 right away, but they did beat Bama on the field. I laugh at this because I understand where the computer rankings come in. The idea is if we are looking at 2 teams that have not played and we don't know what to make of either of these teams, let's look at the computers, the simulations, all the different things they take into account. This might help us get a better picture of who might win this game. Right? If we're looking ahead to 2 teams that haven't played yet, you want to see what it could be, that's fine. When you have a simulation that then, when you put it all together, says, yeah, the team that just lost is actually better, maybe you need to tweak your formula just a little bit. Don't you think?
This goes right into the bias of the SEC. Like, that's just what it is.
You're saying the computer is also biased, not the humans, but the software is biased?
Here's how I would say, Dylan. When it takes into account strength of schedule.
That's exactly what this is about.
Right? When it comes to that, the humans have said, look at all these top-ranked teams that are in the SEC. They all have to play each other. This is a tough schedule. I don't know how the computer, because it's forward-looking, the FPI, isn't it?
Right.
It's kind of trying to predict,
it's a predictive model.
Right. But it says that if Ohio State and Texas played again, that Texas would beat Ohio State technically by this model, even though they just played 2 days ago, and we know what happened. Just add, I don't know what the math is. Add 100 points to the team that wins. Make it so that Ohio State is higher in this ranking than Texas, just so that doesn't look stupid, because the rest of this ranking could be very good, but you can't have Ohio State be lower than Texas in this FBI.
Look, I'm not saying I agree with it, but all these things, these are called power ratings, and power ratings are not rankings. It's a predictive model, but basically what it's saying is that they think Texas would beat anyone in the country if they played on a neutral field. And I don't think that that's an incredibly terrible take. Tyvis, if you were a Texas player watching tape this morning, would you be scared to play Ohio State if they were going to play them in a college football playoff game on a neutral field? Would you have all the confidence in the world that you could avenge that game?
Dylan,
just answer the question. Answer the question.
This question is a rhetorical question. You can't ask any athlete if they don't think they would win. If that's the case, you wouldn't be
ask
out there.
JMU if they think they could beat Ohio State. They will say yes.
That's what you're talking about.
As an analyst, would you be shocked if Texas and Ohio State played on a neutral field in December or January and Texas beat Ohio State?
Would I be shocked by
yes.
that? No.
Okay.
But that's it. And again, that's fair, but that is bad. It's terrible PR for the FBI, ESPN people, because when you show this, they put it out there. By the way, they didn't have to put the graphic out. They did, and it shows clearly our model shows Texas being better than Ohio State when they just played, and we saw one of their quarterbacks look like he didn't know how to throw for 3 quarters, and then you saw the other team, they had a pretty functional offense with a guy who's played 1 college football game now as a starter, Julian Sayin, and he looked pretty great. The fact the computer can't account for Julian Sayin's probably going to get better, and Arch Manning has kind of been on campus longer, in the system more, was supposed to be the more well-rounded quarterback, and he looked lost out there at times. That, to me, is something that the computer can't take into account. It's just going by raw numbers and data that's being fed into it by humans, and I think that's where this is a little bit flawed. So,
I got 2 minutes. In these 2 minutes, I got to talk about the secondary.
Please,
I got to talk about they play really good. I was just talking to Baker, and we was talking about how great he insulted me to my face. And
what did he say?
Said this is the greatest secondary they've ever had, that Ohio State's ever had. So he just spit right in my face. That's how he was. But anyways.
I love that. That's good for Ryan Baker.
Love you, Baker. Anyways. They play really well, but I wanted to address their Jermaine touchdown because people was like, how did he get beat on this play? When I went back and I watched it, Jermaine was actually in really, really good coverage. The guy, they came out in a bunch formation. Jermaine was pressing the point guy. The guy ended up running like a fade from the from the inside, basically. Slot fade, which I told y'all was coming anyways. But anyways, Jermaine did the right thing. He turned in coverage. He got his head around. I think if you watch it again, you'll see that the receiver kind of gets a slight tug on the back of Jermaine's jersey, and he loses his footing from it. It's something that's so slick that no referee would ever call it. He just got to do a better job of keeping his foot. And if he keeps his feet, like, it's a no play. But the fact that the receiver is able to get that tug to pull him down is what allowed that receiver to open access to catching that ball. And then the last critical thing, this is very critical. It was a 4th down play in the red zone. Actually, that play right there that they just showed on ESPN. It was a play on 4th down. They threw a 7 cut, the big 7 route. And IGB was corners over, so he was playing man on the slot guy that ran the 7 cut. He made the play on the ball. My only criticism of that would be when you're in the red zone, it's underneath. You play underneath everything. When you in the open field, you play on top of everything. He played that route like he was in the open field, which you can't do that because if you stay behind the receiver and he turn around and catch the ball in front of you, that's a touchdown. So you always want to finish in between the quarterback and the receiver. So that's, like I said, that's being very, very critical of him, but he still made the play.
No, we've talked about it all day. You can go check out the podcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, go find the podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, just search T-Bone and Tyvis. But Tyvis has been doing deep dives all day on Matt Patricia, some of the disguises that they've done. If you've heard people talking about what is a coffee break stunt,
like that,
coffee house stunt, something like that. Yeah. I had no idea what any of this stuff was, but that's why we're talking to Tyvis. That's why Tyvis has all this stuff for you. Every time by the way, we got all these NFL games to break down. I assume you're going to do that as well for all the NFL games. So,
yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I like to watch your tape. So
we get to talk a lot of ball. This is going to be
I hope by the end of this season you've learned something.
Oh, by the end of this season, I'm growing my beard out and I'm getting a headset. I'm going to put a pencil in my ear. I'll be Matt Patricia 2.0. I'm going to learn.
I just want everybody to walk away like, oh, next time you see, it's like, oh, I know exactly what they do. Tyvis said this, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Do you think they'll let you be the DC at your daughter's middle school? Not Tyvis. You, T-Bone.
I was about to say.
They don't need me. But by the way, Buncehold Middle School, they're doing great so far. They need no help from T-Bone. They're good. They, you know what though? My daughter's a cheerleader, so like I guess if they ask me how's she doing, I would say she's doing great too. I have no opinions on either the football or the cheerleading, other than good job, everyone. Way to go. Keep it going. One of the standard bearers of the SEC, they are looking for answers after week 1. We'll talk about them next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning and welcome to your Labor Day. Well, the roads are still looking pretty problem-free right now, which is some great news for this holiday commute. 70 at 71, that split by Parsons Avenue, is pretty busy usually for a Monday morning, but right now our traffic cam looking pretty open. Not a lot of people, as I mentioned, on the roads. And hey, drive times in and around the metro still looking really good. Maybe a little bit slower on the west side because of those lane restrictions on 70 eastbound just north of West Jefferson. But other than that, things are looking really good for your Monday. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Now through Monday, save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Week number 1, it all starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers, this one's for you. You bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets. Poof, instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Gotta love that quad box, right? Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971 to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Duke's mayo in store. It's got twang.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
The savings are so good at Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin. Save on new Santa Fe and Palisades with 0% APR and make no payment for 90 days.
Customers will qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period.
Dormar, your climate hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the tin man.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu, fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
For a limited time, you can enjoy a savory sausage McMuffin with egg meal, including golden hash browns and a small hot coffee for just $5. Price and participation may vary.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We welcome in meteorological fall on Labor Day, feeling like it. We'll see temperatures starting off in the mid to low 50s, so you'll probably need a light jacket. And then for this afternoon, a reminder, it's still summer. Labor Day temperatures getting into the low 80s with plenty of sun. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with lows in the mid 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut. Minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Look, if your windows are bad, you need to get them replaced. Could be that you have old, drafty windows from a house that was built a long time ago, or maybe you have a newer home, but it's got those cheap builder-grade windows. Either way, it's not going to help you. As the weather's changing, we're going from warmer temperatures to cooler temperatures. You want to pay all that stuff that you get in your house, whether it's cool air in the summer, warm air in the winter. You want that to stay in your house, not be leaking out. You need to get better windows. That's where Window Nation comes in. Top quality, energy-efficient windows from a trusted company, all at a reasonable price. Plus, Window Nation, they are a proud partner of The Ohio State University. You can get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State game when you replace all the windows in your home with Window Nation windows. Plus, you can save big this month. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Or make no payments for 2 whole years. You won't have to deal with monthly payments, down payment, interest, none of that on your new windows until 2027. Call them today, 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Again, replace your whole house's windows with Window Nation windows. Get 2 tickets to an upcoming Ohio State game, 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Bama, done? Bad? Over? Kalen DeBoer fired? What are we thinking?
Well, I don't think he's going to get fired. 70 million. It's the 70 million reasons why he won't be fired after this season. But they have something going on there. They're missing in recruiting. They're not getting the same type of guys that they used to get. Like, there's no fear of that. When you see Alabama, you don't fear them anymore. There is no we got to lock in. Like, it doesn't seem like that. And those guys just don't play as hard to me as they used to. You know, when I watched Florida State play them, I didn't see that burning desire to get to the football like I once did with them. Seen a lot of missed tackles. The one that the end around that the guy took to the house, he didn't look like he was that fast. Like, he just kind of he split the tackles, got to the. I'm like, this is sad. So I think they have a culture problem right now. That's if I was to try to put my finger on it, I'd say Bama has some culture issues.
I definitely think that's the case. Looking at Kalen DeBoer, it's weird. His record is actually, it's pretty incredible against like some top tier coaches. He has a 6-0 record when he goes up against Steve Sarkisian, Kirby Smart. I'm trying to remember who the other one is. Like top coaches, right? He's got Dan Lanning's the other one. He's 6-0 against those guys. You know what his record is against teams that are unranked? 6-4.
Really?
Yeah. So that's just a weird little byproduct of his time there at Alabama. Doesn't mean he's a terrible coach, but it's also at what point do you, if you're a Bama fan, they're already off. They want Kirby, or him too. They want Kalen DeBoer gone. But the question mark is $70 million. I don't think any school is going to be paying that. If I'm Kalen DeBoer, I kind of want them to pay me that because he could go back and coach somewhere else. He's still a very good head coach, and you get $70 million, but you don't have to deal with the Bama craziness.
My issue with them is, like, the one thing about Bama is they usually used to have, like, a really good running back. You know, you think of Mark Ingram, Eddie Lacy, Derrick Henry, TJ Yeldon. Like, they always had a guy that was like, that could go, like a physical runner that could get yards. Obviously, they had 2 Heisman Trophy winners.
Did you purposely leave out Trent Richardson?
Trent Richardson at Alabama
was fantastic.
legit.
He was fantastic.
In the league, I don't know what happened to him in the league.
I was so happy when the Browns drafted him. I was thrilled, and then not thrown out.
But you understand, like, and then you look at this game against Florida State. They rushed the ball 29 times for 87 yards. Like their leading rusher had 5 for 31. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? Yeah. So to me seems to be the problem. They're trying to go to, don't get me wrong, Bama has had some great wide receivers. You know, this Jeremy Bernard guy, he had 8 catches for 146 yards.
Yeah, they were throwing him the ball left and right.
That's great. And they got Ryan Williams also, so that's great. But you need a rushing attack. Like, that's the thing. You can't sit here and just have a new quarterback come in there in his first start and throw the ball 43 times in a game and think that that's just going to be the recipe. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. Notice, if you go back and watch the Buckeyes, I think Arch Manning threw it maybe 30
times.
I
think he was like 17
and
or 30.
Julian Sanders threw it 20 times. Like, both teams knew to run the ball. That's how you break in new quarterbacks. You rush the ball. So, yeah, like I said, they got some stuff on the inside that they got to figure out.
Yeah. Well, sorry, go ahead, Dylan.
Going back to the point you made earlier, I mean, are we surprised that there's a lack of talent at Alabama compared to what we're used to when we saw that mass exodus of people leaving when Nick Saban retired?
Was it a mass exit?
I mean,
I thought it was just Caleb and Julian.
We had 3 of their players just at Ohio State.
No, we got 2, Julian and Caleb.
And the center.
Oh, yeah.
Seth McLaughlin, right?
Yeah, from last year.
They ran him out of town.
Well, that's true. They thought
he had a bad snap, and they ran him out of town.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I do think, though, that Bama should be able to not sell itself, but if you have a great coach who isn't named Nick Saban, I don't think you're going to have trouble getting recruits there. The funding's there. They have all of the built-in advantages, all that stuff. They're in the South, prominently located near a bunch of recruiting hotbeds, so you should be able to get guys. I don't even know if it's a talent issue at Alabama. I watched that game a lot and then went back and rewatched parts of it just to see that I didn't miss something, but I was struggling to find where the nastiness was on either side of the line for Alabama.
That's what I'm telling you.
Their offensive line, their defensive line. There's plays.
They tackled that Proctor kid is supposed to be like a top tackle this year. He's supposed to go like first round.
Wasn't he one of the guys that was?
He left and came back.
Yeah, right.
He went to Iowa, never played, and came back to Bama.
Yeah, but either way, there's something missing from that, and I don't know that that's all Nick Saban. I think it is on coaching to a degree. It's on culture, right? You got to set the culture in that organization, but there's just something missing with Bama right now. The physicality's not there. And when you watch their defense play, the effort was a thing that I think surprised me, where you could see guys on tape running and looking like, well, someone else is going to make the play. I just got to flow over here and be around it. Not like I'm going to go get there and make that play. I don't care if anybody else does. And then half the time, like you said, on that end around, it was like everyone thought someone else was going to make the play. No one did. And he ends up going to the house.
You think about the Will Anderson, Landon Collins, Clinton Dix, Reuben Foster, Dante Hightower. Like, they don't have that guy.
No.
And it's been so many years that they've always had arguably the best defensive player. Now, you could say Ohio State took that guy from them, Caleb Downs, but they still got some really highly recruited guys over there. For some odd reason, there's not a burning desire to get to the football like there once was. They're not trying to arrive with bad intentions. Like, those old Alabama teams used to intimidate people. Like, when we played them, they was hitting us so hard that we had to start hitting them as hard to go back with them. Like, that was a good game. Like, because you knew what you was getting. Nowadays, I don't know what this is that I'm watching from Bama. It's kind of sad to me.
Well, and this is just 1 weekend sample size. We should point out week one is not, the end of the season. There's a lot of time
overreaction week one. That's what this is.
But
today is Overreaction Monday.
Let me throw out these teams and you tell me if their defense looked for real after 1 week.
LSU, yes.
LSU, Ohio State,
yes.
Clearly. Texas
is a good
That's
a good
for real defense.
Yeah, they got some good defense.
Clemson, I would say, was a pretty for real defense.
Pretty good.
I mean, Garrett Nussmeier.
I would say Garrett Nussmeier is just a really good player.
Yeah, but I think their defense looks for real. Florida State or Alabama, which of the two do you think looked for real in that game? Which one do you think belonged closer to those other teams? It wasn't Alabama.
No, it was not.
No, I mean, maybe Florida State doesn't belong in that conversation. And I think you can look at even like the defenses last night in that Miami-Notre Dame game. Like, there are some for real pieces to those defenses. They have to probably come together a little bit more. They're in the next tier down from where all those other teams I mentioned. But yeah, there's Alabama's not in that conversation. They're not even in the, I wouldn't say a top 10, top 15 defense as far as feel and vibe and look right now. So that's I don't know how they turn that, because I know it's only one game. We all talk about how it doesn't matter. But the other thing that everybody talks about is how the SEC schedule is such a grind. You can't afford to have a non-conference loss like that one sitting on your schedule if you're Bama and you're complaining last year how you didn't. We changed all the college football playoffs. So we're talking about going to 28 teams now because poor Bama got left out. Maybe they should have. Look at how that went last year. Look how it went this year.
Bama could, if this thing goes south, it could get back. They got Wisconsin, Georgia, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, and then Auburn at the end. This thing could.
Oh, yeah.
If they continue to look how they look Saturday or whatever, Saturday, this could be an all-time bad season for Alabama. They could be like a Florida State this year if they keep messing around.
Dylan said it earlier, and he's spot on. Like, maybe it is good for college football if Miami's back or some of these other schools. If they're good.
Stinks.
If Bama stinks, that's great for college football. Let them stink for a few years. I don't need to hear from them. I don't need to hear from their fans. I do need to hear what Paul Feinbaum has to say, because that man was talking some craziness.
You got to tune in to Bishop and Friends Thursday at 10:30. I text Bo and Reese. I said, what day is that segment? Thursday, Bishop and Friends, 10:30.
If he shows his face, I'm sure he will. He'll own up to it, I'm quite sure. But yeah, he had a lot to say about Bama, had a lot to say about Arch Manning.
They have a big quarterback recruit sitting third string on their bench. They might need to go to him soon, because I'll tell you what, when I was watching that game, I was like, does Ryan Williams want to leave right now? In the world of college football right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he just gets a bag and goes somewhere else if they can't figure it out.
That might be. But also, like, their quarterback was running for his life half the time. So if you put a freshman in there, put whoever you want in there.
Well, he got knocked out the game,
unless they figure out that offensive line.
His quarterback threw him to die.
Yeah. Oh,
he like, I got to get out of here. You remember Devontae Adams on the receivers with Jimmy G? He said, I got to get out of here. I'm going to die if I stay here.
Fan trap.
All right, whatever.
I don't know what's going on.
It's just
today.
The computer's randomly playing it. Anyway, we are going to break. Coming up in 2 minutes, Joshua Perry joins us next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, a heads up for folks who like to travel downtown. We will be seeing some lane restrictions on 70 eastbound. That will be happening Tuesday, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in those overnight hours, and it's all going to be kicking off between High Street and Front Street. Again, do note some lane restrictions. Crew members will be out and about on Tuesday night. tonight. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
That nagging pain, you know the one. Sometimes it's from years of hard work. Sometimes it's an old injury that never healed right. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for too long. But that stops right now. I'm Tyvis Powell, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Walkoff and his team use regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatment that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Not covering it up, not cutting it out. Actually helping heal and restore. And the results, long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, you're planning it around life. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. Check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your MRIs, your x-rays. They'll make sure you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces. And tracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hit up the YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis, then hop in the YouTube chat right there. Joining us now, NBC sports analyst and, of course, former Buckeye, Tyvis' former teammate. I also think they don't live too far from each other. Joshua Perry joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline. Joshua, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. Really good. Really fun week one. Excited to break it down here.
You know, Joshua, when you look at this Buckeye defense, would you say, because Ryan Baker, who works here, also, he said to me, looked me straight in my face and said, this is the best secondary that Ohio State has ever had since Sean Springs and them. So direct slap in the face. But do you agree with his statement?
I mean, early returns are looking pretty good, right? Like Jermaine Matthews was phenomenal. And these guys were asked to do a lot in the secondary too, by the way. I saw you put out a tweet, I put out something about it. A lot of people are talking about just the concepts defensively, the way that guys were moving around on the field, the way that they were asked to disguise coverage, and then ultimately how they ended up playing it. Not only was there a lot on their plate, but there are also just really good players back there. So for me, it seems to be that they could be one of the best secondaries that we've ever seen. The other part about it, too, is I know Arch didn't necessarily play well. That Texas wide receiver room is going to make a lot of defenses look very bad throughout the year. Those guys are really good players, and Ohio State was able to handle them very well. So I was super excited about the defense as a whole, but to the point about the secondary, one of the best ones I've seen for sure.
There was a little bit of this on the broadcast where they had, at some point, I think Joel Klatt might have said it, that it's a little unfair to ask a guy to play his first road game against a defensive coordinator who's won multiple Super Bowls in Matt Patricia. That all aside, like, I was surprised so many people were a little questioning of the Matt Patricia hire. It's only been one game, but, I mean, early returns look pretty great, right?
Yes, and, like, I understand where people were in terms of, like, questioning the hire. It's not a guy with collegiate experience, so you're like, you know, how much of the NFL playbook translates? Like, how much can you teach these guys when you don't have all day to spend with them? The time in Detroit was not great. And then, you know, like New England, there's always that conversation of like, you know, how much was Bill? How much was Matt Patricia, et cetera. So I get it. But if you listen to players that had been around him when he was a defensive coordinator, like Bobby Carpenter talked about it a ton. He was very excited about it because he knew exactly what he could bring to the defense there. So you could feel his impact. And it was interesting because a lot of the offseason conversation was like, we don't want to change what we're doing too much on defense. These guys already know a system. We want Matt Patricia to come in and really enhance what was going on. And I can say that there are a lot of very clear changes from what Ohio State was doing a year ago. And I mentioned the safety disguises the secondary looks, but also the way players were moving around, the fronts that they showed, linebackers were mugged in the line of scrimmage a ton. They showed some odd fronts out there, the way that they were bringing guys in blitz packages and dropping them out. All those different things are what you would see on Sundays, and Matt Patricia brought that to Ohio State for Saturday. So they've taken to him. He's communicated very well with them, obviously. He was able to get a lot done, too, from the time he was hired to be able to a very variable defense in week one against a really good opponent. So it was really good stuff. And for people who maybe ask the question, could he get it done? Seems like he's going to be able to do it.
Let me ask you about Arvell Reese, because, I seen some of the stuff that they were doing with him. Back when we was banging, I think you could have been an Arvell Reese. The way that they moved him around, he played the will linebacker, but then they also had him on the line. They dropped him in coverage off the line, had him blitz. Josh, you could have been an Arvell Reese. What impressed you the most about number 8?
My biggest regret is not playing closer to the line of scrimmage earlier in my career. He could be an All-American. I'm not trying to pump anybody's tires. I think he's phenomenal. You mentioned the way that they're using him, his skill set gets to show. Very aggressive player. He plays with a lot of violence. He's got a motor to finish plays, but this ability to disguise what his job is on a down-to-down basis is a game changer, because when you got him on the line of scrimmage, to your point, that he can blitz. He's got a decent pass rush repertoire for a linebacker, but he's still that athlete. He can be in coverage. He can drop out. He can change the picture for offenses. I think that the sky is the limit, really, for him and what he can do. I was very impressed, and we heard a lot of the rumblings about, he's going to be a really good player. He's just got to come along. But just watching the way that they use him, but also his desire to make plays on the football field, I love it. He might end up being one of my favorite players this year if I'm going to base it off of what I saw in one game, just because of the intensity that was out there. But again, this defense it's just exciting to watch, because you've got great athletes, and now they're being elevated by scheme in a way that I wasn't exactly sure we'd see a college defense elevated.
Former Buckeye NBC sports analyst Joshua Perry joining us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. So the hype coming into this game was obviously a lot about Arch Manning, what he can do, the second coming or the third coming of the Mannings, however you want to put that. But then in the game itself, the way I looked at it, Julian Sayin outplayed him through one game. What do we have to say about how Julian Sayin did in this type of environment? And then what do you think is going on with Arch Manning? And should we all just jump off the hype train?
Well, I think Julian played well. He handled coming out there and being in command of the offense. There were some moments, too, where it felt like, and I didn't expect that this would happen, but almost like the wide receiver room maybe didn't do their part when Julian was doing his. So I know that connection's going to get together. Ultimately, I don't think the offense, Ryan Day and Brian Hartline, really wanted to challenge him entirely too much in this game if they didn't have to. And I thought that was a smart approach. If you looked around college football this weekend with young quarterbacks or inexperienced quarterbacks making their first start, there were a lot of guys who struggled. The defenses were certainly ahead of the offenses this week. And so for Julian to go out there and not be the story because he played a bad game, I think was a win in and of itself. But I also thought that he did perform well. For the Arch Manning side of things, the media hype that happened for him, I think, is unfortunate for Arch, because he didn't necessarily ask for any of it. And listening to him talk, he's like, I got to earn it. And he was trying to be humble. There's also this idea of, you're a guy who's in the third year of a program. Some of the misses that he had were just bad misses. You can't dirt a ball to a wide receiver that's open. The first play of the game, he's off target. And then you see it even toward the end of the game where, he can't deliver an accurate football. There were some bad reads. There was the one in the red zone where he throws the out cut, and he's going for the end zone there. They only had to get a first down. I think it was 4th and 5. and the slant was 100% the way to go. It was drawn up for them, and he missed it. The one with Wingo where he was running wide open, they had a pick play, and they had 2 picks basically set up for Wingo, and he's running the cross, and he just misses him, and that was wide open. Those are things to me that I don't expect out of a guy who's been in the program for 3 years. All of the Heisman hype, all of the number 1 overall pick, that stuff was out of bounds, but I do think there's a legit criticism about a guy who just can't go out there and make a routine pass.
Josh, let's end you on this question right here. This is very important. Is the U back, and is Bama dead?
So the U certainly not back. They will find a way to screw things up. I can guarantee that. The stat that's the interesting one, right, is in Mario's game management at the end of the first half, a little bit questionable. Second half, much better. But they win their home opener at the Rock, is what one of my friends from Miami calls it. I don't think anybody calls Hard Rock the Rock. But they, against Notre Dame at home, they have success. So I'm going to wait and see on them. Alabama might be dead. And my biggest thing with them is I don't think there's ever been a time where a team walks on the field and feels like they're going to be the one that can punk Alabama. And I'm watching Alabama players not finish plays on defense. I'm watching them get put on skates, pushed around. I've not seen that. That does not look like Alabama football to me. And so, Kalen DeBoer, it's going to be a tough year if they can't get it right. But it feels to me like Alabama is they're in a different spot right now, and they've got to figure out ways to get that edge back. And now teams aren't scared of them. And I think that was one of the big parts about being Alabama football for a long time is you're the big bad wolf, and folks were just scared, and they're not anymore.
Joshua, we appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. We'll do this again next Monday, all right?
All right, appreciate you guys.
There you go. Joshua Perry, NBC sports analyst, former Buckeye, all of that, all good every week. It's buzzer time. We'll do that. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday on this Labor Day. Still no crashes to report, and that includes even some slowdowns. Everything's looking pretty good in and around the metro this morning, especially in congested areas like over in Bryce, 70 westbound, no issues there. Just past Grove City this morning, if you're taking 71 northbound heading into the downtown area, that's looking great. Even 270 northbound by Hilliard and Dublin, no issues to report as of right now. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
USDA Choice Bone-in Ribeye Steaks are $9.99 a pound in the value pack with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Guys, are you always tired and finally ready to do something about getting your energy back, but you just don't have the time? Now, Synergenics and Low T Center have the solution. New at-home TRT, personalized to you and delivered straight to your door. Getting started is easy. Drop into one of their centers for a quick test and get set up on the program. Save even more time with their new mobile app. It's like being at the provider's office without the hassle. Affordable treatment options are available. Don't wait. Book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain. You don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
The hunt for Reds October is on. Be here to cheer on your Reds at Great American Ballpark when they take on the Mets in a 3-game series September 5th through the 7th. Join us Saturday, September 6th, when the Reds unveil and dedicate a statue to honor Reds broadcasting legend Marty Brenneman on Crosley Terrace, presented by Encore Technologies. All fans attending the game will receive a commemorative ticket to mark the historic day. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Coffee, iced cap, refreshers. Tim Hortons has all your favorite beverages. And now you can get your favorite bite for less. When you buy any size beverage, add a baked daily donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. So next time you order your favorite Tim's beverage, add something that satisfies your cravings and your wallet. The $1, $2, $3 menu. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply.
Other stations in town have started using AI voices. It's because they're cheap and they think you're stupid. Well, we may think you're stupid, but we don't think you're cheap, damn it. We're live and local with real people. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination.
Hey, Columbus, it's T-Bone for Window Nation. Now is the best time of year to buy new windows. Whether you have old, drafty windows or maybe just the cheap builder's grade ones your house came with, September is the perfect month to protect your home against another cold, snowy winter. And right now, Window Nation is offering their most popular offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus, you won't pay any interest, monthly payments, or down payment for 2 years. You heard that right. Window Nation gives you the option to pay nothing until 2027. Are you a Buckeye fan? Well, when you replace all the windows in your home, Window Nation will also give you 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game. With Window Nation, you get top quality windows from a trusted company, and it's all at a reasonable price because they know replacing windows is an investment and they want to make it affordable for you. Don't miss Window Nation's most popular offer. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. And remember, you'll pay nothing for 2 years. Hurry, Columbus, this sale won't last forever. 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com to get your free quote.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Big win for the Buckeyes. Of course, we're talking about it all day right here on The Fan. Happy Labor Day to you. A man who never stops working because why would he? Ryan Baker. This is your day, buddy.
I'm just trying to be like Tyvis.
I got you beat right now.
Easy.
7 days a week.
Hang on.
Easy.
Baker was here yesterday.
I'm working 7 days a week.
So am I.
You weren't working yesterday.
Worked 7 days a week since 2010.
You got me beat.
What's your point here, sir?
You got me beat.
I want to point out something on Ryan Baker. I looked on social media. I see a tweet from Friday night about you guys, you and Lee Cochran doing the overtime show here on The Fan, high school overtime. You were there until, it says 11 p.m. Mm-hmm. I presume you were here a little after 11 p.m., but
a little bit.
Okay.
But then we have a post-show meeting every week down the road that usually takes us till about 1 o'clock. So.
Oh, okay. All right. That's why I wanted to ask, because then I see a tweet just Saturday morning at 7:02 a.m. is the timestamp, and you are in front of the rotunda at the shoe. Mm-hmm. It's get up, it's game day. So my question is, how much sleep did you get in between all day Friday you're working and then all day Saturday you're working?
Well, see, Bone, usually I have another job that I do Saturday morning, so I actually got to sleep in an hour this week because I'm usually up at 4:45 for that. This Saturday, the alarm went off at 5:45 to meet Tyler at 6:45 here, so yeah, I don't know. We got a couple hours, but it was good. Like, let's go. That was a big game. You don't need sleep for that game, Tyvis.
You know, the crazy thing.
Put that game at 3 a.m. and it would have been nuts.
You know, I woke up at 3:30 on Saturday.
Because you were just so excited.
No, I had a nightmare.
What's the nightmare?
The nightmare was it was me and like 2 other guys, and we were running from this like group of guys, and we like hit a dead end.
Oh.
And we had nowhere to go. So the guy was like, y'all, let's just lay down and act dead. Right?
Okay.
So we all lay down, and the dude stands over top of me and was about to kill me. And I woke up. Wow. And it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So like I went down to the hotel lobby and worked out.
Did I make?
That's intense.
Did I take the final blow by telling you that this secondary is better than yours?
Yes, yes, you did. Yep, just stab me right in the heart.
See, if I had that happen, that type of dream, I would stay in the room because the last thing I want to do is go out in public because it's like maybe this was a premonition. Maybe if I go down and work out, then there's going to be another guy who's like, hey, we should work out together. You're working out, I'm working out.
Because
then you get all the bond, and then all of a sudden these dudes come and chase you, and then you run out, and then it's happening.
See, in the dream, like you kind of knew it was a dream because it's like, I wouldn't have did certain, like this type of stuff.
You wouldn't have run away.
Well, first of all, there shouldn't be nobody out there trying to kill me anyway. That's right. That's first
right.
of all. So.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the people who hate lemonade, maybe.
Yes. Also, the people that don't like your tackling angles.
Ooh, I didn't hear this.
I urge you to go to the T-Bone and Tyvis Twitter account page and look at the header.
Back in 2015,
exactly
one of the two hosts of this show may have had something to say about Tyvis's angles at a game, and we've kept that tweet.
Doesn't sound like you, Bo.
No. Baker, you're not buying into the you hype.
No, I am.
Okay.
I just told Reeser they were obviously outside of the Texas and Ohio State game because I walked out of that game thinking those were the two best defenses in the country, both of those teams. But I think the two teams that impressed me the most this weekend, one was Miami because I think they're a talented team, but Carson Beck legitimizes things. He's a quality college football quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he was a preseason Heisman winner last year.
The other was LSU because I thought their offensive line was dominant. I had no clue LSU's offensive line would be that good.
How's the Clemson pick looking this year?
It's still looking fine. They're going to be.
They went down. Did they go down?
They dropped to about 13 or 14-1. Not as much as I was hoping, but a little bit more. So.
I will say,
but I do think we have to have a real conversation now, and maybe some people thought this already. I did not. I think we have to have a real conversation about Cade Klubnik when talent is equal on the field.
Yeah,
because last year against Georgia it didn't look great. Texas was just so last year, and now against LSU, he would make one throw that was perfect, and you're like, okay, this is the guy. And then the next throw would be 10 feet over the receiver, and you're like, what are you doing?
He did the same thing last year at the start of the season. He wasn't great at the beginning, but at the halfway through into the end, he was remarkable.
Well, what was the beginning though? It was Georgia, and it looked really bad. Yeah. And now against LSU, and listen. Give LSU credit, right? I came away watching that game really impressed with LSU, but gotta eventually, he's a senior now. He's got to get it. This can't be the case, right?
My QB1 coming out of the weekend in college was
Lenore Sellers.
Well, it was
like Lenore Sellers.
It was Garrett Nussmeier. Well, one was Arch Manning, then Garrett Nussmeier, then Lenore Sellers.
I just heard Joshua Perry, and he obviously knows more football than I do. So I will lean to him.
You might be giving him too much credit.
I will say this: there were a couple passes that were bad from Arch. He had nobody open to throw to.
Yeah.
They had everybody covered. And here's the thing, and this is credit to Ohio State secondary. Ohio State didn't get a lot of pass rush on him. He had a long time to throw. There weren't people open. Some of those throws were off because if he threw it to the receiver, it was getting picked.
Well, there were some, but there were a few that I thought it was there was a couple, especially where he had a guy standing on the first down line. If he makes that throw, he's open enough that he should have made the catch. But you're right. There were some. Ohio State, you can't have it both ways, right? Arch Manning can't suck, and then also Ohio State's defense is the greatest of all time. It's somewhere in between there, right? He could have played better, but part of that's because this OSU defense was really good.
I don't know if Arch Manning is good or not, but what I can say is I'm not going to say he's bad after watching that game because Ohio State was that good on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's fair. You were there on the sidelines. You had an up-close and personal seat for it. What else do you guys have coming up on the show today?
A lot of Buckeye talk, obviously. We'll talk to Austin Ward at 10:30, Bill Bender at 11:30. We'll just hear the sound, get into college football from this week. We will also do the Buckeye Blitz at 11, so it should be a good time.
All right, sounds good. 3 hours, Bishop and Friends coming up next.
Shove it down your throat. It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
How about this? DeRealist Clark, 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Kent State.
My alma mater.
The Golden Flashes. It has been a long, long time. It had been a streak of 21 games spanning multiple seasons where they had not won a game. But
that's crazy.
21-17, they won over Merrimack. So, yeah, it's a win. Put it in the win column. Put it on the board. Kent State got the job done. How do you feel, Dylan?
He's a proud
Kent State alum.
They didn't cover the spread.
That's sad. You really got a problem.
Good teams win. Great teams cover.
Call the number. Call the number.
I didn't bet on them because I knew they weren't going to cover.
Yeah, that's.
What
totally
was the spread? Out of curiosity,
I think it was 5 or 5.5,
and they won by 4.
Yeah.
By the way, Bone, I heard last night you went under on the 51.5. I went under on 50.5.
Yikes!
You hate to see it.
I found it at 51.5, and I said, "Oh yeah." I went to bed at halftime. Like, there's no problem. This will be fine. Woke up this morning, found out I was wrong.
I went 9-2 against the spread this opening weekend. That means I'll go 0-10 next week.
I was just going to say, Dylan, that's not what Baker wants to hear right now. Is that how great you did?
Can't read, can't write, Kent State. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
Bishop and Friends is next 3 hours. Make sure you check it all out. We will be back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Labor Day. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, a big update for folks who are used to seeing traffic on 670. So for 2 weeks between 70 and Grandview Avenue, 670 eastbound was only restricted to 2 lanes there because of a big project. It all started August 15 and lasted for 12 days. But since now, on Monday, things are all clear. Crews have left the area. Again, traffic cams are looking really smooth this morning. No issues to report 670 eastbound at Grandview Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great day. Happy Labor Day.
Game on, week number 1. It starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's not just football. It's first-time touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. Your season, it starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971 to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Need help with budgeting, debt, or savings goals? CME's certified financial counselors are here for you. Free, confidential, and ready to guide you with real-life solutions. Let's tackle your goals together. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details. Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
It's the Ohio Lottery's all-new $5, $20, or $100 scratch-off. With 3 simple cash prizes, it'll have you saying, "Wow, that's what I call winning." With tracks like... And the anthem celebrating the first of its kind $2 ticket. The $5, $20, or $100 scratch-off is an absolute hit. Ohio Lotto's got the good. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the Fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The saving
at Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin, lease 2 Elantras for $200. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $200 a month for 24 months. Both your new Elantras come with complimentary Hyundai maintenance with free oil changes and tire rotations for your entire lease. GLakesHyundaiofDublin.com with approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10K miles per year in 92.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.